very simple. Then I remove the through, but I ain't finished yet. Can I slide with you? Spend the night with you. Just let me write and it keep dripping from my signature. Feel like your body inspired my intentions. We left the squad hanging. It's only time for this. You know I vibe different, cause you know my mind different. Her eyes say in my room, her body saying heaven. Oh Lord.
Tell me what you want, I go repeat. Tell me what you need, I go deep deep.
I was
When I fall in love, I go
today in
deep
the shower, y'all.
You can copy that, I can see. You look like you need proper. Come get this vitamin D power. Be ready to touch when I reach it. I go eat it up, I know weekend. I make that thing go wild. I go make that thing run water. I go make you sing my song. There's a meeting in my bed.
I decided to live. I see you in my comments, honey. How you doing?
There's a meeting in my bed.
Now, was I starting trouble when I was playing this song in the morning? I wasn't starting no trouble.
Oh, na 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 na. Meeting in my bed. Na 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 na. How you keep it sweet like that?
My king said I was starting trouble.
Fresh out for breeze like that. I be on my knees for that. Ah, you touch my soul like Sunday. I touch your feet different way. Everything you need, no pop. Call me when you need.
We about to start some trouble this morning.
I make that thing go wild. I go make that thing run water. I go make you sing my song. There's a meeting in my bed. In my bed. There's a meeting in my bed. In my bed. There's a meeting in my bed.
Now, Tanya, I wasn't starting no trouble when I played this song this morning. I like the beat to the song. Was I starting trouble?
Na 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 na. Meeting in my bed. Na 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 na. Meeting in my bed.
I wasn't starting no trouble.
Meeting in my bed. Na 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 na.
You said I'm starting trouble. That's wrong. That's wrong, sir. And I know you watching. That's wrong, sir. One more time for the crowd in the back. One more time for the crowd in the back. We're going to play it one more time, honey. He said I was starting trouble. Is that nice? Is that nice? I like the song. Does that mean I'm a troublemaker? Tanya said you got me cheesing so hard. Sorry, baby.
There's a meeting in my bed. In my bed.
I'm not starting no trouble because I like the song. I didn't do nothing to nobody, y'all. I didn't do nothing to nobody.
There's a meeting in my bed. In my bed.
Hold up. And for two, that's me and you, that's very simple. Then I removed, okay, we through, but I ain't finished yet. Can I slide with you? Spend the night with you. Just let me write and it keep dripping from my signature. I feel like your body inspired my intentions. We left the squad hanging. It's only time with us. You know I vibe different, cause you know my mind different. Her eyes say in my room, her body saying heaven. Oh Lord.
Tell me what you want, I go repeat. Tell me what you need, I go deep deep. When I fall in love, I go deep deep.
That's right.
You can copy that, I can see. You look like you need proper. Come get this vitamin D power. Be ready to touch when I reach it. I go eat it up, I know weekend. I make that thing go wild. I go make that thing run water. I go make you sing my song. There's a meeting in my bed. In my bed. There's a meeting in my bed. In my bed. There's a meeting in my bed. In my bed. There's a meeting in my bed. In my bed. In my bed. Oh na 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 na. Meeting in my bed. Na 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 na. My bed. How you keep it sweet like that?
Good morning,
Got a
everybody.
baby peach like that. Fresh out for breeze like that.
Hey,
I be
y'all.
on my knees for that.
We about to start
Touch
some
my soul
trouble
like
this morning.
Sunday. I touch your feet different way. Everything you need, no pop. Call me when you need pop pop. I make that thing go wild. I go make that thing run water.
right now,
I go make
Tanya.
you sing my song. There's a meeting in my bed.
Wait a minute, Tanya. The song was meant for you to stay in the bed.
In my bed.
It's time for you to tell your husband, baby.
There's a meeting in my bed. My bed. There's a meeting in my bed.
There's a meeting thank you for tuning into my channel called Take Heed to the Message with Abang Anwa. It just means queen. I'm clowning a little bit this morning. So we gonna get into the foolery, okay? The title of this nonsense is Democrats are saying President Trump control Elon Musk or we will stop him. Okay? Now, why do they want to stop Elon? I asked y'all a question in the chat this morning. Why do they want to stop Elon? I said, do you think the Democrats hiding something? Do you think they're hiding something? Why do they want to stop Elon from doing his job? So they're scaring the American people. They're telling the American people Elon wants to get access to your social security cards and all this other stuff. Check this out. Did y'all know the money that comes out of the Treasury, right? Some of this stuff is not dated. Some of this stuff don't have a number on it. You know how when you have a check, you write a check, right? And there's always a number. We don't use checks no more, though. It's very rare, okay? Because you do an electronic transfer, boom, it's there. So back in the day, they used to have that, you know, they still got it now. But on a check at the top, you see the number, okay? And then at the bottom of the check, you get to write, okay? You get to write what the hell you wrote this check for. You know what I'm saying? I wrote this check for ShopRite. You know what I'm saying? So you write the bottom, I wrote it for food. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying that it's hard to trace the money at the Treasury because they have not dated this money. Okay, so a date. They have not put the number code for this money. They don't show what the money is for. And also, check this out. They got a lot of contracts, right? Not a contract, but you know how when they write a bill, okay, and the president signs it, and the program may have an expiring date, okay? Now, when it expires and the bill come back up again, you know, for renewal through the Treasury, nobody lets the Treasury know. So the money just goes straight to that program that expired. Why? Why? So that money is sitting there, or is somebody doing some nonsense? Is that money sitting there or somebody's doing some nonsense? That is some foolishness. So Elon is saying, this is all he's saying, is that I need y'all to number this check. These checks need to be numbered. These checks need to be, this is what it's for. Do you understand what I'm saying? I need to know what it's for. So, why do we think that's evil again? Why do we think that that's evil again? Stephen said, wow, yes, Stephen. Why do we think that's evil again? Okay. Tanya said, because he's finding out what they're doing with our tax money. Now, Tanya, you're right. And they mad about it. So now they put like a little injunction on him. And the Dems did it in New York. Okay, so they got some judge to help them with this injunction that Elon cannot enter the Treasury. Okay, so they didn't even give President Trump time to respond. Okay, time to respond to this. They just put the injunction in, but it's like I think it's like what, 7 days or 14 days. Okay, so now Trump is like, this doesn't make sense. This does not make sense. My problem is that they got a lot of stuff to hide. See, they not just collecting their salary. They're doing nonsense in there. Okay? Now, I want to share something with y'all, and I told y'all this before. When Trump was in here, okay, for his 4 years, He didn't know who was the snakes in the grass. Okay? He didn't know who was the monsters. He didn't know. He didn't. Okay? He found that out later, who was the monsters. And so that's why the team that he has now with him, is ready to raise hell in DC. Okay? And so the rats are not ready. I have to call them rats because I'm going to share with you why. I was a born dim. And I keep telling y'all, from me being a born dim, I was asleep for a long time. Because when you're born a dim and your mother and your aunties and everybody tell you that Democrats is this and Democrat is that, so this is what you think. So now, until C-19 had hit, and I had to bring all those bodies to the freezer at the hospital that I worked at, okay? When I had saw that, I was like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Okay? When you have to bring people to the freezer and it's a non-stop thing going on, you hear me? That thing can break you. It can break you. Mind you, you know how many times I told y'all I grew up in 3 projects in Jersey. So I've seen a lot of nonsense. But even my mean self, okay, I gotta say mean-spirited. My mean-spirited self, okay, had to be like when I got home and took all my stuff off and put everything in the wash machine and shower. I had to, now I already aggravated my husband, but I had to do it more. You know what I'm saying? Like I need you to hold me and stuff like that. The stuff that I seen didn't make sense. I was like, why? Why is this going on? So C-19 woke a lot of people up who was sleeping. And the sad part is now is that you can't, not sad, but you can't go back to sleep. You can't be fooled no more. You understand? So now when you know that you can't be fooled no more, you got to come out and speak and tell everybody else something is wrong. Why are they fighting so hard? Why are they fighting so hard? Why are they passing out all these lies, talking about he wants your social security card, he want this, he want that? Let me share something with you. Let me share something with you. Something ain't right. So they got to scare the masses to believing that, oh, you know, he's coming here for an evil purpose. They got to scare the masses and believing that nonsense. This is my problem. Y'all remember when the Dems did all that nonsense at the Board of Education? Okay? Y'all remember, right? It was a couple days ago. They did all that nonsense at the Board of Education. This told me something that I wish I would have said when we talked about it. If they could not get in that building that day, right? And they didn't know who to speak to, okay? You know what that means? They ain't never been to that building before. That mean they ain't never talked to nobody at the Board of Ed, the Board of Education in federal. That mean they ain't never talked to nobody, okay? But now, okay, and Miss Waters is a problem because you've been up there for God knows how long, okay? So that mean you telling me you don't even know the protocol either? I understand the younger ones because they running around there like they don't know what the hell going on. But y'all older ones, it was 2 older men, Miss Waters, it was another woman over there. Y'all older ones, y'all supposed to know what's the protocol to get into the Federal Board of Education. That means y'all bitches, I call all of y'all bitches. That means y'all bitches don't know how to get into the building. That mean y'all bitches ain't never talked to nobody at Board of Education. But now, oh no, we trying to save our children. Save children for what? What you want to save them for? Because anytime a parent has a problem, they got to go to their local Board of Education. Okay? Only time you get to that federal, hey Star, what's going on? Only time you get to that federal is when you don't get any leadway with your Board of Education in your town. And if you can't do that, you got to go to the state. Okay? Federal is the last resort. Okay? And you got to be, already written in the books for a meeting. Okay? So they thought that it made sense for them to bum rush the Federal Board of Education. And ain't nobody over there. There's nobody over there. McMahon doesn't get grilled until Thursday. So there's nobody there that can give you answers. Even if someone is acting in her spot right now, there's nobody there that can give you some true answers. Something is wrong. Okay? The head of the Board of Education, federal-wise, she even said they should dismantle it. There's no need for it. They should dismantle it because let the towns and the state deal with it. So the building is just standing there for no reason. You gonna tell me all the years y'all been senators, ain't none of y'all asses ever walk over there? That told a lot. Now listen to me. I'm not gonna say Republican senators walked over there either. I'm not gonna say that, okay? But what it looked like to me is that y'all never been over there. But now you want to save our children, okay? When y'all be putting books in the schools about the Rainbow Coalition, okay? When y'all be putting books in schools about all this nonsense that children should not even have to learn, okay? When it should just be your ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and boom, that's it, okay? But we got to talk about everything else that's going on in the world. Let me share something with you. Mama and daddy's supposed to teach them that. Mama and daddy is supposed to teach them that. You want to know why? Because mama and daddy, if they know about life, they're going to teach them better. They're going to teach them better than you. Some of y'all teachers get so scared when you talk about sex. This is how it go. This is no. This is how it go if you use the penis and the vagina and they, gather together for a meeting. No. If the parent got some understanding about life, she gonna say, if you put your dick in somebody, okay? If you put your dick in somebody, okay? And you come in her, she gonna get pregnant. You gonna either be a daddy or you gonna catch something you can't get rid of. Now, who message make more sense? If you put your penis in someone's vagina, no. If you put the dick in that pussy, she gonna get pregnant. You gonna either be one or two things, pregnant or you gonna have something you can't get rid of. Okay? It's not time to be talking to these kids. Oh, this is how. No, you got to be raw with these children. They got too much nonsense running around here. That tells me that you ain't never been over there, y'all. Y'all ain't never been over there. That whole fiasco that y'all did in front of the Federal Board of Education, that mean y'all asses don't even know what to do. Y'all ain't never been over there because common sense will tell you and anybody know. Federal security will always tell you you cannot film in here. Go to a federal building. They will tell you put your phones away. Any federal building. Put your phones away. You cannot film in here. They tell you that. And so y'all wanted to bring the whole news inside a federal building. Okay? Steven said, and they don't know who to call. They don't. How y'all senators and you don't know who to call? Tell me, baby, that don't make no sense. Now, yesterday, we off that, y'all. We off that. We gonna get on something else, okay? Now, yesterday, I was talking about No Child Left Behind, okay? No Child Left Behind. And I said, No Child Left Behind just help children to graduate. You know what I'm saying? It just helped them to graduate, even if they didn't get the right teaching that they were supposed to, right? Somebody in the chat said, nah, that's not right. That's not right. So I had to respond. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and search it. Okay, do a little research. Y'all know I don't like research. Y'all know I don't like research. I like to get up here and talk shit. But I have to be doing research. Ever since this political nonsense has come up in here, I had to start doing research. I don't like research. I don't like research. I like to turn on my camera, get in here and talk shit. But when I'm wrong, I can admit, okay, I'm wrong. Let me go check it out. So that's what I told the woman, I think it was a woman or man yesterday. I think it was a woman. That I said, I'll go check it out and I'll come back. So here it is, okay? So let's get into the nitty gritty and then we're going to get into the foolery, okay? Let's get into the nitty gritty and then we're going to get into the foolery. Now let's see, here we go.
Congress and signed by President Bush. Today, its performance is beyond dispute. The act came with a massive infusion of new federal spending and federal control, but student achievement has been flat, and states have less flexibility today than before the act was passed. A big investment without much measurable return.
All right.
So a lot of people who supported No Child Left Behind probably really were well-intentioned. They wanted the federal government to make states and school districts bring all kids to a high bar of proficiency by saying, if you want federal money, you've got to have state tests, you've got to have high standards, and you've got to get all these kids educated.
So this is what they
Many
did.
others probably realized, though, and because it was hard to miss, that in No Child Left Behind, essentially what it was telling states was really set low bars or
Set
set
'em low.
right easy tests or set
Real
low
low.
standards that
Then
you
y'all
call
can all pass
proficiency
the
because you
children.
stay out of trouble under the law, you get even more
You
money,
get the funding.
and everybody comes out looking good except for the kids who
The
actually are
kids
no
are in
better
trouble.
educated than they were
Yeah.
before the law.
Today, policy scholars seem to agree there's at least one bright spot in No Child Left Behind.
Now, did I land yesterday? Because when I said that they just pass every child. So technically, what I was saying was correct. Because what they did, they lowered the standards when it came to teaching. So if your child is in the 5th grade, they lowered the standards to probably 3rd or 4th grade when it came to testing. Because if your child in the 5th, they got to already know what is going on in the 3rd and the 4th, right? So they lowered the standards, okay? So if your child is in the 8th grade, they lowered it to the 6th or the 5th for the testing, because the child is supposed to know at least what's going on in the 5th and the 6th. So when your child gets to the 9th grade, they lowered the testing to probably the 7th or 8th grade, because the child's supposed to already know what's going on in the 7th, 8th grade. Now, is that fair to the children? Is that fair to the children? It's not fair to the children. But because they were getting funding from the government, they had to make sure these children passed the test. Okay, that's why our school district is going crazy right now, because one of the schools did not pass. They had a big meeting about it. My children didn't go to that school. That one school, my children didn't go. The 2 younger ones. Okay, the 2 oldest ones, one is in college already, the other one is in the academy over here. So I'm not being mean to the other parents, but when they talked about my children's school, I stood up and I clapped, damn it, because I know them teachers worked hard and shit. So I got up and clapped, okay? They was looking at me. That's not my business. That's not my business. My child don't go to that school. But as a collective, all of us got to, as parents, we all got to get together. That's how they do, okay? So technically I was right, okay? Technically, I was right. Now, let's get into it.
The act, they say, at least forced states and school districts to pay more attention to the achievements of groups of students that they might otherwise ignore. That sunshine, the advocates argue, gave us a clearer picture of student achievement.
It didn't provide sunshine, it provided a bright, shiny lie. We're now telling these kids and their parents that those children are proficient. They are now up to speed educationally, but the definition of proficiency, what it means, isn't real proficiency. It is a lie that's designed to keep schools and districts out of trouble while not having to actually educate kids any better.
No Child Left Behind was meant to provide new funding and new requirements, but many argued the law was not about federal control. School districts would be expected to give high-stakes tests in math, reading, and science. They would also be required to bring all students to proficiency by 2014. but control over curriculum was supposed to remain a local concern.
Okay.
This was clearly an escalation in federal control, but Republicans in particular, to sell this to their constituency, said, no, this isn't an increase in federal control because states will set their own standards, tests, etc. This, though, set the stage for where we are now, which is a move to have a federal curriculum, to have national standards, national tests, and the federal government through the Race to the Top program, through
Across the board. So that means every child in the United States of America have to all be at the same level. So what are the schools doing? They're making the bar low, so every child can pass. Every third grader, their testing will be what? No, I don't think they test in third grade. No, they don't. They don't test in third grade, do they? No. Trying to remember. I think it's like 4th or 5th grade they start testing, because the ones that do the testing in third grade is like iReady stuff. Okay, they call it iReady. So this is the nonsense. So if you in the 5th grade, okay, your testing is for like the 3rd and 4th grade to keep everybody on the same level. Okay, so the children that have a higher understanding, those are the children who have the better understanding and the higher learning, is probably more than likely is the ones that the parents tend to take a little time, take the child to the library, you know what I'm saying? So those children do better. So those testings is nothing to them because it's already, it's lower than where they are. But this is, No Child Left Behind. No Child Left Behind did not help us. It did not help us. Because let me share something with y'all. When we went to school, it starts in 3rd grade. I guess every state is different. I know they have testing, but I don't think it's state mandated in 3rd grade over here in Jersey. I'm not sure. Okay, I ain't got no 3rd grader in the house. I'm not sure because I know they have the iReady. They make them do the iReady testing, and that's how they get the diagnostics of where the child is. Okay, but anyway, let's continue. So when you see this and you like, okay, this makes sense. Every parent is like, okay, this makes sense, but you don't know how they're doing the testing. Okay, so when your child come home with this amazing grade and stuff like that, you like, okay, yeah, this is good. I'm so proud of them. But you don't know what level they test this child on. This child could be in the 7th grade. They test this child on the 5th and 6th grade. So you're thinking that it makes sense. That's why I said when we were growing up, if you didn't understand the work, what happened? If you didn't understand the work, what happened? What did they do? You had to stay back. Teacher kept you back. You had to stay back. And that's when you look around, okay? You look around at the other students and you see you bigger than them. And now you put in your mind, no, I got to put this work and I got to start doing this work. And your parents get an understanding too that you need help. Okay? Okay? Your parents understand that you need some help. I'm just saying. I know it sounds a little rough, but because they're doing easy testing, it's not helping our children. Let's continue.
Administration's waivers from No Child Left Behind is putting that into place. They're telling states, if you want to get out of this ridiculous, onerous No Child Left Behind law, you now have to adopt national standards, a national curriculum, and soon you'll have to adopt national tests, which, oh, by the way, the federal government is paying for. Most people now accept that No Child Left Behind is a failure. The reality is, it's not No Child Left Behind that is ultimately the problem. It's the very process by which federal education policy is made.
Politicians have powerful incentives to give the most consideration to the very people they're supposed to be holding accountable: teachers, their unions, and other lobbying groups.
So the only solution to this problem is to obey the Constitution, which gives the federal government no authority to be involved in education, and get Washington out of our classrooms.
Now, what he's saying is so true and is nasty at the same time. So, for the sister who came up in my chat yesterday, that was for you, baby. Okay, that was for you because I had to go search that information. And y'all know I do not like to do research, but I had to go search that information yesterday. Okay, because I thought I landed it well yesterday, but she said no, that's not what it was for. But you heard the gentleman break it down, and he said that's what it's for. Okay, so what they did that made it a problem is that they lowered the standards for every child. They lowered the standards, and that's how they did the testing. And that's how every state passed, because what they do, they lowered the standards. So if your school failed the state testing, okay? And if your school failed the state testing, your school is in trouble. Because if the child is in the 3rd or 4th grade, they lowered that test probably by the 3rd or 2nd grade. So if your child is in the 4th grade and they don't know, or the 5th grade, and they don't know anything about the 4th and the 3rd grade, that's a problem. That's a problem. That No Child Left Behind is a problem for us. Hey, Tara, what's going on, baby? That is a problem for us, but we don't see it. Most of us don't really pay attention to our children because we're working all the time. We're trying to maintain the house. Most of us are not paying attention to our babies like back in the day when one parent was home and, mama had a little side hustle and daddy was working. Because we got that, I'm independent, I don't need no man, I can raise these children on my own bullshit going on. So most of these children don't get nobody to pay attention to them when they need help with their homework. Okay? Now listen to me. I'm not going to sit up here and tell none of y'all no lies that I sit up here and do homework with my kids. I do not. You know what was the blessing? I have an older child that's very smart. This was the baby that I would be playing classical music to and stuff when she was in my belly. You know what I'm saying? This is classical music is something else. Do you hear me? Playing classical music, okay? Every program they had on TV, Sesame Place, baby. Okay? Every program. This baby was doing nonsense before. I was like, what is going, she just talking. She couldn't stop talking. This is the oldest one. She couldn't stop talking. Okay? And this is another thing too. When you get a baby that like to talk, let them talk. Let them talk, honey. That help them. That help them to grow. Let them talk. Okay? Let them talk. This baby was getting up. She was reading stuff on her own. I was looking. I said, what the? You know what I'm saying? It's how you treat the child. She was listening to classical music. I had her watching everything. I had all these, leapfrog things going on when she was small. And listen, that one right there, I just, the rest, I tried, okay? And one like the Billy Ocean, so that, Billy Ocean was in here, okay? But I'm not saying nothing about Billy, because I like Billy, okay? But the rest of them had their own music that they like. But this baby right here, she was like, So now what I did, she was the teacher. Push her over there, teach everybody else. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? She was the teacher. She had her little ruler. That's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Get that right. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I'm not going to sit up here and say I was a teacher. I'm not. I will get in here and say if they didn't listen to her, I'll tell them, no, you better listen to your sister. Okay? And regular visits at the local library. Okay? Get that library card together. Okay? Let them kids go to the library. That's what I do. Okay? I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm a perfect parent. I'm not. But you got to be attentive. Also, another thing, too, let these teachers know you got their back. Any nonsense that go on, let them know. Tell them, listen, call me anytime. I'm here. See, back in the day, my mama would tell you, don't be calling my motherfucking phone. You know what I'm saying? My mama would tell her principal, don't call my motherfucking phone. Send her ass home with a note. And then I'll take care of that shit tomorrow. My mama wasn't doing nothing. She wasn't doing nothing. When you get home, she was in her house coat and shit. And curlers and shit. You know? Okay? Either she just got finished smoking crack or she was drinking her son. She wasn't doing nothing. Okay? But she threatened those teachers. Okay? She threatened those teachers. Okay? So they wouldn't call my mama. You know, that's back in the day when you had that old phone that, you know, used to turn around, that dial phone and shit. Okay, so they didn't call her. So my thing is that I tell the teachers, call me. Any problems, call me. Email me. I'm here. When I see the email on the computer, I email them right back. Don't worry, I'm going to take care of it. I got you. You know what I'm saying? We're working together. Call me anytime. You could have called me in the midst of the classroom. They say, you sure? Yes, call me and give him or her the phone. Give them the phone, damn it. Tell them, and I told the teacher, this is how you straighten them out. Look at them and tell them and say, I'm going to call your mama. Okay? Tell them just like that, I'm going to call your mama. They'll straighten up. They'll get tight. Okay? Them kids don't like me. They get tight. Wait a minute. You said, who you going to call? They get tight. Okay? My sisters and brothers, that's how you got to be with these teachers. Help these teachers. The other day I saw on social media, right? Okay, this boy, 9th grader son, he pip smacked this black man, teacher. He pip smacked him, hit him, bow bow. Okay, all right. You know what the mother said? Okay, you know what the mother said? Oh, he must have said something to my son that made my son hit him. That's what he said. He must have said something to my son that made my son hit him. Okay, all right. Listen. You ain't raising that child right. Yes, you ain't raising that child right, but y'all be getting here. I'm a good mama. I could raise a son into a man. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. The first thing you thought of, oh, he must have said something to my son. Now, was the teacher wrong for hitting the child back? He was. But y'all children are ignorant. Sometimes they need ass whoopings. Y'all don't beat y'all kids. Y'all don't. You do that timeout bullshit and it don't work. But I'll share something with you. I'm going to share something with you. And I love this thing, okay? But I'm going to share something with you. Don't try this if you don't have a husband in the house. Do not try this if you don't have a husband in the house, okay? Because some of y'all get y'all ass whooped, okay, by these kids. Don't try it if you don't have a husband in the house, okay? Comcast give you an app to your phone. Do you hear what I'm saying? Comcast give you an app to your phone, okay, that if you don't want the internet on no more, you get to shut it off. Like all they stuff, I got a link. You know, because they're using the Wi-Fi. So what I do is all their electronics, I link it under their name. Okay? I don't have to shut the whole Wi-Fi down in the house. But if you acting up and you doing nonsense, I shut your shit down. And then you come to me, Mama, what happened? You turned the Wi-Fi off and this now. I say, yes. And guess who your backup is? The king. The king is there. So they ain't going to get crazy. They ain't going to get crazy. You see what I'm saying? But some of y'all turn the Wi-Fi off and the child start flipping out, breaking everything and this and that. You got to have a king in the house when they do that shit. You want to know why? Know why? The same child that's acting crazy, that's busting everything in the room because you turned off the Wi-Fi, they can't play Fortnite and shit. Now, when you turn off the Wi-Fi and they start breaking shit, you just tell the king, oh, I turned off the Wi-Fi and now they up there breaking stuff. And you will see the king jump off his lazy boy, because I have watched this with my husband. You will see him jump off the lazy boy, okay, and fly upstairs. You hear the door shut, okay? You hear the door shut. You hear the door shut, okay? And all you hear, no, Daddy, no. And that's it, okay? But some of y'all try this stuff, okay, and y'all ain't got no husband in the house. And then so now, because I saw a Caucasian child do this nonsense. He moved down in the basement. He grown now, but he moved down in the basement. He ain't got no job or nothing like that. The mama said, you ain't clean up this kitchen. You ain't do what you supposed to do. Okay? And so I turned off the Wi-Fi. Why he took an axe? Okay? She locked the basement door so he couldn't come into her side of the house. Now, there's a other door that leads outside. But what happened was she turned off the Wi-Fi. And he took an axe, okay? An axe to the door. And he started, to the door. He tore the door apart, the house door. She was like, John, stop. John, stop. This and that, right? Okay? John, stop. He said, I told you to have the Wi-Fi on. I told you. He kindly came upstairs, turned the Wi-Fi on, and walked back downstairs. Walked back downstairs. Why did the child do that? Why did the child do that? Anybody want to know? No, don't worry. I'm going to tell you. The child did it because there's no king in the house. You break that door, okay? The first time your father heard the hammer or the axe and stuff, right? He'll be standing on the other side waiting for you to break through that door, okay? Then all you will hear will be this, bow, you will hit the floor, okay? Then as you rolling down the stairs, dad is walking down the stairs fast because he want to beat your ass while you already on the floor. You done broke his door, okay? But because y'all be getting here, I don't need no man to raise children. Y'all, y'all Caucasian ones do this shit too. I don't need no man to raise a child. Then when the child get grown, they want to whoop on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Now, take heed won't be going through that. By God's grace, I won't be going through that. Because I'm quickly, when they start acting crazy, you know what I do? Okay? My children said to me, Mom, you a snitch. Okay? That's what they said to me. Mom, you a snitch. Now, what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? You call me a snitch. Okay, because I'm telling. And what am I supposed to do? You doing nonsense in here. Last week, the boy was shouting at me last week, right? So now, I had to go pick up my husband from work. And my husband said, what's wrong with you? Why you look like that? I said, your son was high. He said, what? I said, yeah. I told him to do something, and he said, and I sound just like a little kid. I told him he was doing something. Now, I know I could do something with the boy, but he big. You know what I'm saying? So now, I said he was there, and my husband said, okay. He got home, took his clothes off, put a wash machine. Okay, had his towel on. He looked at our son. He said, I want to share something with you. See this chocolate woman right here? You see her? Look at her. I want you to look at her real good. That's your mama, right? She your mama. But I'm going to share something with she my wife first. If you say any nonsense to her again, if you scream or get out of pocket with the tone, I'm going to deal with you. He's like, Mama, I'm sorry. Yes, I tell. Okay, don't do nonsense. Okay, marriage, politics, and sports. How are you, Star? What's going on, Renee? I see you, honey. Now let's continue, cause you know how I talk. Y'all know how I talk. Okay, let's continue with this nonsense. So this is the first thing. Okay, they done stop DOGE. Okay, they done stop DOGE. Okay, now I want y'all to hear this young man. Okay. It's NLD Media. I want y'all to hear this young man. Check what he said. Okay, we're going to go into it. Here we go.
Update on the DOGE team and the Treasury. Elon tweeted this today. To be clear, what the DOGE team and the U.S. Treasury have jointly agreed to make sense is the following. Require that all outgoing government payments have a payment categorization code, which is necessary in order to pass financial audits. This is frequently left blank, making audits almost impossible. All payments must also include a rationale for the payment in the comment field, which is currently left blank. Importantly, we are not yet applying any judgment to this rationale, but simply requiring that some attempt be made to explain the payment more than nothing. The do not pay list of entities known to be fraudulent or people who are dead or are probable fronts for terrorist organizations or do not match congressional appropriations must actually be implemented and not ignored. Also, it can currently take up to a year to get on this list, which is far way too long. This list should be updated at least weekly, if not daily. The above super obvious and necessary changes are being implemented by existing long-time career government employees, not anyone from DOGE. It is ridiculous that these changes didn't exist already. Yesterday, I was told there are currently over $100 billion per year of entitlement payments to individuals with no social security number or even a temporary ID number. If accurate, this is extremely suspicious. When I asked if anyone at the Treasury had a rough guess for what percentage of that number is unequivocally an obvious fraud, the consensus in the room was about half. So $50 billion a year or $1 billion a week. This is utterly insane and needs to be addressed immediately. So another update on the DOGE team and the Treasury. Elon tweeted this today. To be clear, what the DOGE team and the U.S. Treasury have jointly agreed to make sense is the following. Require that all outgoing government payments have a payment categorization code, which is necessary in order to pass financial audits. This is frequently left blank, making audits almost impossible. All payments must also include a rationale for the payment in the comment field, which is currently left blank. Importantly, we are not yet applying any judgment to this rationale, but simply requiring that some attempt be made to explain the payment more than nothing. The do not pay list of entities known to be fraudulent or people who are dead or are probable fronts for terrorist organizations or do not match congressional appropriations must actually be implemented and not ignored. Also, it can currently take up to a year to get on this list, which is far way too long. This list should be updated at least weekly, if not daily. The above super obvious and necessary changes are being implemented by existing long-time career government employees, not anyone from DOGE. It is ridiculous that these changes didn't exist already. Yesterday, I was told there are currently over $100 billion per year of entitlement payments to individuals with no social security number or even a temporary ID number. If accurate, this is extremely suspicious. When I asked if anyone at the Treasury had a rough guess for what percentage of that number is unequivocally an obvious fraud, the consensus in the room was about half. So $50 billion a year or $1 billion a week. This is utterly insane and needs to be addressed immediately. So another update.
Let that sink in. Let that sink in. So we just writing checks. Nobody knows what it's for. They're not numbered. You know what I'm saying? We're not putting down what this money is for. About $50 million is like, they don't know where this money is going. Okay? A week. Okay? They don't know where this money is going. Okay? That's nasty. That's nasty. And listen, this is the problem. This has been going on for God knows how long, okay? This has been going on for God knows how long. That's the uncomfortable truth. They don't know how long this has been going on. This is why they can't pass no audit. This is why, because everything is crazy. They have never had an audit like this. Do you understand? Even the military cannot even pass an audit. They said the military hasn't passed an audit in 7 years. That's nasty. And so that's why they scaring everybody. Okay? That's why they scaring everybody. Oh, HM, thank you. They said $1 billion, not $1 million. Thank you. I appreciate you. So this is the uncomfortable truth. Uncomfortable truth. Where's the money? Where's the money going? Tanya said, and who has to pay it back? Us, our children, and down the line. Tanya, listen, baby. That's what it is. This money is going out. They don't know where this money is going. They don't know where this money is going. All they know is that it's leaving the Treasury. People who have passed away, the money is just leaving the Treasury to whoever they supposed to have gave this money to. Can you imagine? This is why they don't want DOGE in here. It's not that, oh, he wants to see our social security numbers and this and that. It's not that. It's that they're doing bullshit in here. They don't want him to see all the nonsense that they have been doing. Okay? What's up, Kelly? They don't want to see. Melissa, how you doing? They don't want to see, you know what I'm saying? They don't want DOGE to know the nonsense they have been doing. And I'm going to share something with you. They've been doing that shit under Trump, too. When he was there 4 years before, they was doing that shit under him. And that's because he didn't know. He didn't know how sneaky they were. He didn't know that he had snakes in the grass in there. He didn't know. Okay? And so now when you learn, what you do? When you learn, you do better. Is that right? Okay? When you learn, you do better. Okay? And that's what he doing. The team that he got in there right now, that is what he doing right now. Now, some people going to say, Trump racist, Trump racist. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear nothing. Because the Treasury, what? That money is all our money. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear one thing. I don't want to hear nobody say nothing. Hush, close your mouth. Don't say nothing. Because all of our money is leaving that Treasury for nonsense. If you like the content, please hit the like and subscribe button. Also, donate to the channel. Now, I decided to live today, said this. That's why they was trying to lock Trump up. Now, can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? And when I think about stuff like this, okay, when I think about how they did Trump, when I think about it, I think of James Brown's song, The Big Payback. I think about James Brown's song, The Big Payback. Okay? Because let's talk about how they caught Trump. Let's talk about it. They done made him a criminal. Okay? Now, if they made Trump a criminal because of this, then every man in the world got to be a criminal too. Every man in the world got to be a criminal too, damn it. Okay? Now, this is the uncomfortable truth. Y'all gonna say, bitch, what? But this is the uncomfortable truth. Trump paid for some pussy, he got caught. That's it. If we want to take it down to layman's terms, because they making y'all think it's something crazy, and we want to take it down to layman's terms, he paid for some pussy, he got caught. Every man in the world is a criminal. Some of y'all women too, because some of y'all like that, you know. Okay, some of y'all like that stuff, okay? So now, if you ever paid for some nails getting done, okay, we're going to take it down to Mickey D's. If you ever paid for Mickey D's, okay, if you ever paid for Burger King, if you ever paid for White Castle, we're not going to say Jesus chicken. We're not going to go there, okay? We're not going to go there with the chicken, okay? But if you ever paid for KFC, okay, Bojangles, all that, if you ever paid for any of that, we're going to say Red Lobster. Cheesecake Factory too, okay? Olive Garden, we're going to say all that. If you ever paid for that, you paid for pussy, okay? Yeah. If you ever paid for that for a woman, you took her out, you paid for pussy. Yes. If you ever got her nails done, her feet done, okay? She already gave you the pussy. You went and got her nails and feet done and stuff like that. You have paid for pussy. Okay? So all y'all men, some of you women, you know, some of y'all, okay? Y'all like that. Okay? So you have paid for pussy before. So all the men in the world is criminals. If you have paid for rent, okay? You have paid mortgage. You have paid car note. Okay? You have bought food. Okay? And the woman had gave you pussy already, you are a criminal. You're a criminal. Okay? All those people in D.C., they couldn't stick her with nothing else, but they said, no, we got to get them on this one. What man do you know? Stop laughing. What man do you know that if they pay for pussy, they're going to come out and say, I paid for that pussy right there. I paid for that pussy right there. See her right there? I paid for that pussy right there. I had put $2,000 on that mortgage. Okay? I paid for that pussy right there. Okay? What man do you know gonna come out and raise his hand? I paid for that. No man. No man. No man is gonna come out and say he did that. Okay? Stop laughing. Stop laughing. It ain't funny. Okay? So, that's why he a criminal. Okay? And I want to tell you, every man across the world, y'all all criminals now too. Okay? You all criminals now too. Okay? Like I told y'all before, stop having the pussy come to you. Let's stop doing plane tickets, trains and stuff, you know. Listen, taxis, Ubers, okay? When you do all this right here, okay, you are trafficking. This is a criminal act, okay? Especially if she live across state lines. This is a criminal act, okay? Yes, it is. Bringing the pussy to you is a criminal act, okay? Okay? Want you to know that. I learned that, okay? Okay? I learned that, okay, with the P. Diddy situation, okay? Renee said, I'm at work crying. Renee, stop it, okay? Now, let's get to the next nonsense. Let's get to the next nonsense right here, okay? So now, they don't want him in here. They don't want DOGE in here telling on them. Okay, here we go. The federal judge temporary, now this is the same young man, NLD Media, okay? Want y'all to hear it. Check it out. Here you go.
The federal judge has temporarily restricted Elon and DOGE from accessing sensitive Treasury records. This decision comes from a lawsuit filed by like 15 Democratic attorney generals. They argued that DOGE's access to the Treasury central payment system is unlawful. The block is due to data security and potential concerns about misuse of funds, or better yet, I should say misuse of federal funds. In addition to that, Trump has said he wants DOGE to investigate the Pentagon. The Pentagon hasn't passed an audit in 7 years. In addition to that, he wants DOGE to investigate the Department of Education as well. U.S. District Judge Paul A. Engelmayer issued a preliminary injunction that temporarily pauses DOGE from accessing the sensitive Treasury information. He was appointed by Barack Obama, and he also ordered that any unauthorized individuals who've accessed these records since January 2025 must destroy that obtained information.
Wow.
A federal judge has temporarily restricted Elon and DOGE from accessing sensitive Treasury records. This decision comes from a lawsuit filed by like 15 Democratic attorney generals.
15.
They argued that DOGE's access to the Treasury central payment system is unlawful. The block is due to data security and potential concerns about misuse of funds, or better yet, I should say misuse of federal funds. In addition to that, Trump has said he wants DOGE to investigate the Pentagon. The Pentagon hasn't passed an audit in 7 years. In addition to that, he wants DOGE to investigate the Department of Education as well. U.S. District Judge Paul A. Engelmayer issued a preliminary injunction that temporarily pauses DOGE from accessing the sensitive Treasury information. He was appointed by Barack Obama, and he also ordered that any unauthorized individuals who've accessed these records since January 2025 must destroy that obtained information.
So they want DOGE to destroy that information that they already have obtained. Did y'all hear what I said? They want DOGE to destroy all the stuff that they have already obtained about. Let's continue. Let's continue. He got a second part. Here's the second part.
On the judge blocking DOGE from seeing Treasury data. New York Judge Paul Engelmayer just forbade all political appointees, including Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, from accessing Department of Treasury data. All of this seems to be based on conspiracy theories. The Treasury Secretary, generally speaking, is allowed to see the data at the Treasury. This is not normal at all. These conspiracy theories couldn't be challenged because the order was ex parte, meaning Trump's lawyers weren't warned and couldn't weigh in. Only Democratic attorney generals were allowed to argue. As of now, the order is only until next week. Charlie Kirk said, if a court tries to make this permanent, the Trump administration should absolutely consider defying it. Better yet, SCOTUS should bar this judge from ever hearing similar cases again, and every Democrat lawyer involved should be sanctioned. Elon Musk had to say this ruling is absolutely insane. How on earth are we supposed to stop fraud and waste of taxpayer money without looking at how money is spent? That's literally impossible. Something super shady is going to protect scammers.
Oh, yes.
Click the follow button to stay up to date.
So this young man, now I done put him in our group chat. I want y'all to follow him. Oh, very, very, very talented young man. I want y'all to follow this brother. He's on our IG group chat, okay? So this is the uncomfortable truth. Let's put it in layman's terms. Somebody is robbing you, okay? Let's talk about it. Somebody is robbing you. Green beans, what's up, baby? Guns, I see you. How you doing, honey? So somebody is robbing you. You have your purse, okay? You tuggling with the person, okay? They robbing you, okay? The police come and they pull out a piece be still, okay? They pull out a piece be still on the person. Put the bag down, right? And then you, the person that's getting robbed, is saying, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot. What the kind of hell? What kind of hell? The person is robbing you. That's what's going on. The person is robbing you, okay? You've been tussling with this person, okay? Police come out. Leave the bag alone or I'll shoot. Leave the bag alone or I'll shoot, right? And the person getting robbed jump in the front. No, don't shoot, don't shoot. That's what's going on. That's what's going on, okay? That's what's going on, okay? That is what is going on. All y'all content creators that's coming out and talking against DOGE and saying DOGE is this and DOGE is that, DOGE is trying to save us. DOGE is trying to save us from this nonsense. Okay? DOGE is trying to save us from this nonsense. But you got content creators coming out. He ain't got no right to be in the Treasury. He trying to find our social security numbers and this and that. And all, he's not doing that. Okay? He's not doing that. He just want them to do this. I need you to number the check that you're going to release. I need you to put at the bottom in the comment section. Okay, I need you to put at the bottom in the comment section what it's for. So now that we can track check number 502. Okay? Because if you go, check this out. If you go and get a check and you take it to the bank, there's no number at the top of the check. The bank gonna ask you, where did you get this check from? How come the Treasury don't ask that question? Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Why is there no number there? Wait a minute. Okay. The real team, how are you, honey? Okay. Why nobody don't ask that? Nobody don't ask that. What is it for? Is it for food? Did you put it for food? Is it for rent? You know what I'm saying? For mortgage, car note? You know, this is stupid. Y'all just write in the check. Okay, writing the check, you sign it, the American people, okay? And you just release it. You ain't got no expiration date on the check. You know what I'm saying? There's no expiration. Just go, boom, throw it out there. People are dying. They have passed away. Some of this money has been from bills from God knows how long that was signed. And so the money is just going to the same place. Who's collecting the money? Who's collecting the money? It smells bad. It smells bad. Something's wrong. Okay? Something's wrong. But y'all getting here, he's the richest man in the world. Why he needed? Because you want to know why he need to? You want to know why he need to? Because none of y'all so-and-sos won't do it. None of y'all will do it. Okay? Y'all want this shit to continue. None of y'all will do it. And so Trump picked the right person to go through it. First of all, I want y'all to understand, Elon Musk is one of those men who, if you put him in an office, that the office is pure chaos. Like all the files is everywhere. Okay? Give this man about, I'll say by himself, give him 1 month in this one room. That the room is chaos. The books and everything is chaos. By the time the month is finished, the room will be in order. All the A's will be over here. All the B's will be over here. C's and D's. Everything will be correct. Anything you need, it'll be here. He'll write down the A's have a problem. Some money is this missing. The B's have a problem. Some of this money is missing. The C's have a problem. He'll have it all written down where it's supposed to go. He's one of those men. He's one of those men. Okay? Now I want to share something to you, my sisters. If you have a husband like this, okay, you have a problem. You ain't gonna be able to go to Walmart. Okay? Walmart, Target, all this is a problem. Okay? Okay, all this is a problem. You can't go where you want to go. Okay? Because he already had calculated where the money is supposed to go. Okay? Okay? My king is similar to something like this because he don't let me do everything I want to do. Okay? Now listen, I feel bad for me. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. Feel bad for me. Okay? Now, they coming, guns is blazing. They talking all this mess. Okay? They talking all this mess. Okay? Now, I want y'all to hear something else. Young man got something else coming. Okay? So, we got something that is... I can't even tell y'all. I can't even tell y'all. They have expired programs that's still going on in 2024, but it's expired. The money is going there. Okay? Who's getting that money out? Let's get it. Let's get it. Here we go.
Congress sent $516 billion into expired programs with zero oversight in 2024. The CBO just revealed that Congress spent $516 billion in 2024 on programs with expired authorizations, some dating back to 40 years ago. CBO stands for Congressional Budget Office. All this happened despite the rules that don't allow for funding to go to unauthorized programs. Lawmakers allowed billions of dollars to flow without updated approvals or oversight. In addition to that, 251 more authorizations are set to expire this year, including $892 billion in defense spending. Yet Congress keeps writing blank checks. Congress sent
Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that? Did y'all hear that? One more time. Let's play it one more time. Did you hear it?
$516 billion into expired programs with zero oversight in 2024. The CBO just revealed that Congress spent $516 billion in 2024 on programs with expired authorizations, some dating back to 40 years ago. CBO stands for Congressional Budget Office. All this happened despite the rules that don't allow for funding to go to unauthorized programs. Lawmakers allowed billions of dollars to flow without updated approvals or oversight. In addition to that, 251 more authorizations are set to expire this year, including $892 billion in defense spending. Yet Congress keeps writing blank checks.
Because there's no watchdog in Congress. They just do whatever they want to do. Okay? There's nobody watching them. They just do whatever they want to do and continue to send money to programs that have expired already. Where's the money going? Isn't it if this program has expired by the laws of Congress, right? Okay? If this program has expired, what the money's supposed to do? The money's supposed to bounce back. Boom. It's supposed to bounce back. Okay? This program expired. The money shouldn't be going. He said 40 years. He said 40 years. There have been programs that have been expired 40 years. Money is still going to the program. So, you know how when you have an old account and you didn't update it with somebody, okay, and they owe you money. Let's just say they owe you money or they're trying to give you money. And it goes to that account, but the account is closed. What happened? The money's supposed to bounce back. And then a person is supposed to have to contact you, find a way to contact you so that they can figure out what's going on. Okay? That's how it's supposed to go. But no, where's that money going? And because y'all don't want to hold anybody, you don't want to be held accountable for the nonsense that's going on, Y'all running around like chickens with your heads cut off. All y'all Dems. Why the Republicans is not running around like they crazy? Why the Republicans are not running around like they crazy? But these are the ones that y'all say that got the golden spoon and all this other stuff, and they want to steal from the American government. They don't want to help the American people and this and that. But it looked like, see, this is why I told y'all yesterday. This is just like somebody who cheating. And they turn around and tell their spouse, it's you that's cheating every day. It's you that's cheating. It's you that's cheating. But the real person who's cheating is the person that's saying it. You hear me? The person that's saying it is the real cheater. But I got to say, you're cheating. You're always out. You're doing this. And that's what the Dems are doing. And I've been a Dem all my life. I was born a Dem. First time in my life that I have ever voted for a Republican. But you don't see none of the Republicans running around like they crazy. You don't see none of the Republicans running around like they crazy, like the Dems are doing. You don't see nobody running around like they crazy. I want to give y'all something. This gonna hurt a little bit, okay? But you know all the money that we have sent to Ukraine, okay? We're not talking about the small hat people right now, because we sent them a whole bunch of money too. But the money that we sent to Ukraine, do you know it can stop hunger in the United States of America for 1 year and implement programs that can stop hunger? No American will go hungry anymore. Did you also know that the money they sent to Ukraine could stop homelessness in America? Even implement programs that every year the country can put that same money into and take care of our people who are homeless, our people who struggle with food. If they take that money and put it, okay? Hey, 18, what's up, baby? And put it into these programs. So now, and also check this out. And the same money can send this for 1 year, though. The same money can also send our children to college. I ain't say it was an expensive college, but the same money can send our children for 1 year to college. That's nasty, right? Thank you. How are you? I gotta break your name down. Lewis, am I saying that right? Carolyn, I know I'm saying your name wrong, baby. Please forgive me. For the $20 super chat. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Before we get to this, let me go straight over to my song. Hold on for 1 minute, because I want to acknowledge the $20 super chat, baby. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, honey, for taking time to donate to the channel. Guys, if you like the content, please like and subscribe to the page. Also, donate to the channel as well. Let's get into it. Here we go, baby. Here we go. I can't do no more than 2 now. No more than 2, okay? No more than 2, damn it. Don't be mad with me. I said I can't do no more than 2, damn it. Okay? Now, we're going to go to what I just talked about. And I want y'all to hear this, young man. Here we go, baby. Here we go.
Can you give me a dollar amount of how much it would cost per year to solve the problem of homelessness in the United States of America?
Estimates suggest it could take around $20 billion annually to address homelessness in the United States.
$20 billion.
This figure includes housing and supportive services.
Can you give me a dollar amount of how much it would cost per year to solve the issue of hunger all around the United States?
To address hunger in the U.S., It would likely cost around $25 billion annually. This would cover food assistance and support programs.
Okay.
Can you give me a dollar amount of how much it would cost per year to send every student to college for free in the United States of America?
Okay.
Providing free college tuition in the U.S. is estimated to cost between $50 billion and $75 billion annually, depending on the specifics of the program.
Okay.
Can you tell me a specific dollar amount of how much the United States of America sent to the Ukraine ever since the start of the war?
Oh my God.
The United States has committed approximately $175 billion in aid to Ukraine since the conflict began in February 2022.
So are you telling me that for the same money the United States of America sent over to Ukraine, the United States of America could have solved hunger, homelessness, and sent every student in the United States of America to college for free?
Yes, the total amount of aid sent to Ukraine is roughly comparable to the combined estimated costs of addressing hunger, homelessness, and free college tuition in the U.S.
Can you give me a dollar amount of how much it would cost?
How nasty is that? How nasty is that? Brittany, what's up, baby? How nasty is that? That's nasty. That's nasty. Okay? Stop laughing, Stephen. That's nasty. How? How? That's nasty. That doesn't make sense. How? You got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. May Tupac's soul rest in peace. You got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. What kind of nonsense? So if we just mind our business, okay? If we just mind our business, okay? If we just mind our business, I sound like Dr. Omar. If we just mind our business, okay? We'll have money to feed the homeless, okay? We'll have money to feed the homeless. We'll also be able to house the homeless, okay? And we'll also be able to send every child in America to college annually for the money that we sent to Ukraine. Now, if nobody don't think that sound fishy, I think it sound fishy, damn it. Okay? If nobody don't think that sound fishy, listen, I think it sound fishy, damn it. Okay? Come on now. Come on now. Oh my God, why? I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm confused. Okay? I'm confused in how y'all getting in here and y'all acting crazy. Okay? How y'all getting in here and y'all acting crazy. And we got something else coming because, you know, y'all favorite senator that like to get it here and act a damn fool. Okay? Y'all favorite senator that likes to get in here and act a damn fool. Okay? Yes, honey.
From Texas, Jasmine Crockett. She is the vice-ranking member on the House Oversight Committee and now a newly minted member of the DOGE subcommittee. Welcome, my friend. It's good to see you. Let's get to what you'll be doing serving on this committee. It's led by Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene to provide oversight to DOGE's efforts. Do you know why they went after access to the federal government's payment system?
I have no idea, but I don't have any positive thoughts when it comes down to it. I appreciate that you played the clip of Jamie Raskin, and as you know, Congressman Raskin asked, why do you need access? I mean, here it is. I'm a wholly, fully elected member of Congress. I don't have that kind of access. So when you start talking about who should have access to literally the system that controls approximately $6 trillion of our dollars, I don't really understand, because the people that worked in those positions could only distribute money per the law. So why is it that the DOGE committee would have to have access? And that's not the place that you go to look for cuts. You look at our budget, which it is Congress that has the power of the purse. You look at our budget, you help the president come up with his proposed budget, and then the House and the Senate will decide what we send to his desk, and he gets to decide whether or not he signs it into law. He should not have access to this. And with people already having...
Y'all got programs that has been expired for 40 years, that the money has still been going to the program. Taxpayer money. The money has still been going to the programs. The programs have expired. Okay? Some of the people who have wrote this program has passed away. Okay? And so y'all still sending money there. But y'all making the American people believe, oh no, he's coming to get your social security numbers. He's coming to do this. He's coming to do that. I want to advise a lot of people, okay? Most of us and not most of us, all of us. And this is the uncomfortable truth that a lot of people don't want to share. They want to be on social media acting like they balling and stuff like that. But this is the uncomfortable truth. Since C-19, most of us is still in the hole right now. And this is 2025. Most of us still digging ourselves out of a hole. Okay? So if anybody ever try to come for your social, what you gonna get? Most of us is in trouble anyway. What you gonna get? Most of us are digging ourselves out. Unless you were getting help from the government, you on assistance. Most of us are digging ourselves out. Okay? We still digging ourselves out. Those debt collectors is calling and you like, okay, Friday, I can start something with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those content creators that get up here and say I'm rich. I'm not. I'm on an allowance. My king got me on an allowance. Okay? Because I'm not good with money. So I'm not going to sit up here and act like, oh, no, take heed. It's good. I'm lying. Okay? If somebody drop a whole bunch of shiny things on my lap, we have a problem. Okay? My king account is gone. Okay? This is why I don't even have access. Only access, my name is on it. Okay? My name is on it. I can see it in the app, but I can't physically go and like touch it. Unless he give me the card, like, this is what I want you to do. Don't go get nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's what it is. Don't listen. I said what I said. Now, let's continue. Let's continue with this.
Elon Musk and the things that he does as it relates to technology, this is not instilling anything more than another layer of fear, especially since normally when you are going to be in a position like that, you have to go through security clearances. And let me tell you, some people think security clearances are all about whether or not you have a warrant or not. No, they look at whether or not you have some sort of divided interest. They look at whether or not you have good credit. They look at so many other things. And we're talking about someone who's unelected, unvetted, and definitely unconfirmed. That is
anybody who is in Elon position. This is a position that has always been with the president. They are never vetted. They are never confirmed. They just come in and check stuff out, okay, and tell the president where the money is. Okay, so I hate when they get in here and say, oh, they weren't vetted. They weren't confirmed. None of them who works under the president when it comes to audits, they are never confirmed or vetted. They're just here to give their undivided attention to the president and show the president, look what I found. You know how like a little child go up to their father and they see something outside and they bring it to their father. They say, Dad, look, this is what I found. And I'm not calling Elon a baby. I'm not. But I'm saying this is what Elon is doing. He coming to Trump saying, President Trump, let me put some respect on his name. He coming to President Trump like, this is what I found. Look at this shit. You know what I'm saying? Come look at this shit. Come look at this shit. Look at this shit. You know what I'm saying? Come look at this shit. Let's continue with this nonsense.
literally sitting atop our $6 trillion, and we don't know what it is that he's doing, and we honestly don't know what role he has.
Look, you have well articulated some of the bad thoughts as you described them at the top here. The question is, does Musk's team now have the power to actually disrupt federal payments?
Who goes from working at their parents' deli?
They don't. They trying to scare everybody. See, misinformation will scare the hell out of you. Just like that time when Trump said that these are good people, right? Okay? These are good people on both sides. Y'all remember, right? The news clipped that part, okay? And they said Trump was talking about the racist people too. But if y'all would have heard the whole video, okay? The whole video, he said there are good people on both sides except for the ones who are being racist. Except for the ones who out here causing all this nonsense. They are not good people. But you know how long Trump had to stay with that? How they kept lying on him about that thing? Because that's what the Dems do. It helps when you lie.
In my opinion, they do, but I honestly don't know. We still don't know really what DOGE is in the first place. I mean, listen, think about it like this, Alex. You know, everyone hates Congress. That's just what it is, right? But as a sitting member of Congress, I mean, I had to give up my ability to practice law. I am prevented from being able to practice law to prevent potentially somebody dropping a load of cash on me and I do something that is nefarious as one of 435. And now we're talking about a guy who literally gets government contracts from the United States and has not had to divest, has not had to, I mean, it is really awful. And I know right now people are asking whether or not their IRS refund checks are going to be affected. We don't know if this is more DEI. Are you going?
Do you hear that? We don't know if your insurance, we don't know if your IRS checks will be affected. They will not. They will not. We don't know if this is another DEI. Well, if it's a DEI, white people, y'all have a problem. You know, Hispanic people, okay, all y'all that came over here, y'all have a problem. Black people are the last people to have a problem, damn it. If it's DEI, everybody else got the problem. Black people got the problem at the end. Because we the only ones who benefit from DEI. We the last people who benefit from DEI. So all the black people taxes is coming first. Okay? I mean coming last. We ain't gonna get in trouble with our taxes. Okay? Can you imagine? And this is the nonsense that they get out here because they want people to get scared and shit. Oh no, this is what's gonna happen. They want you to get scared. But DOGE is only there to find out where's this money going. Why is this money going to this program? This program has been expired for 40 years. Why is money still going to that program? That's the question that we need to be asking. The American people need to ask questions like that. Why y'all still got money going to that program? See, that's why the Dems out here doing bullshit, because they want people to think they're fighting for the American people. Okay? Oh, we're out here fighting for y'all. No, y'all was robbing us. Y'all was robbing us. Excuse me, y'all was robbing us. You don't see none of the Republicans out here screaming, falling out, going crazy. You don't see none of them. But you see the Dems wilding out. The Dems are wilding out. And why I think they wilding out is because a lot of them was doing nonsense under their president. Ain't nobody gonna tell me they wasn't doing bullshit under Biden. Biden was going to sleep at 4 o'clock. The devil comes out at night. Did you hear what I said? Did y'all hear what I said? Biden goes to sleep allegedly at 4 o'clock p.m. He takes a nap. Okay? So the devil comes out at night. Okay, I done mixed up the song. The freaks come out at night. The devil comes out at night. So they was doing nonsense under this man. He ain't had no, listen. They said there was times they couldn't even get in touch with him for a briefing because he was so tired, he was sleepy. That's the uncomfortable truth. Let's continue.
If it's somebody that's a person of color, then for some reason, whatever they paid in to the federal government, they're not allowed to get it back. Like, we don't know, but there is no reason for any political appointee, if you can even call.
Did you hear her say that? If you paid into the federal government, a person of color, you may not be getting the money back. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Because all you got to do, you want to know where your money is? Anybody want to know what their money is? You better get an IRS account. Log in to get you an account. Okay? Be able to log in to your shit. Also, don't forget to get that Social Security account. Log into your shit. It'll tell you how much credits you have, how much money you have put in to Social Security. You ain't got to pay attention to this nonsense. You do not. Only thing you got to do is go through a little couple steps. Okay? Do a little couple steps. They got to take some pictures of you. Got to load some shit onto the app. Okay? So they know it's you. Matter of fact, they know it's you already by your phone. But anyway, you still got to go through all those steps. Okay? And don't get out here and think our government is sleeping. Okay? Don't get out here and think our government is sleeping. Okay? Some of y'all always get on my nerve. They want to do this and they want to do that to us. They want to track us. Your phone. Your phone. Did I say your phone? Your phone. It's your phone. Stop being scared. It's your phone. That's why when some shit happened to you and you still got your phone on you, they able to find your ass. Your phone. Some stuff that you be saying, or you search on social media, or you searching on Google. Shout out to Google. Google tell. Oh no, they searched this a week ago. They searched this 2 months ago. This was premeditated. Okay, come on now. Let's continue, because she out here scaring everybody.
To have this kind of access. There's none.
Let me move to the fact that you are also a member of the Judiciary Committee, and since Donald Trump took office, multiple top FBI officials and federal prosecutors who all worked on January 6 cases, they're out of a job. And now the DOJ wants names of those who worked on the Trump or January 6 investigations for possible firing. What do you make of this apparent cleansing?
I mean,
Before she answer, I want to say my piece. This man is the president. He could fire whoever he want to fire. Okay? If you was appointed, okay, he could fire whoever he want to fire. So, and what? And what? He can fire whoever he want to fire. Okay? I said what I said. Okay? Let's continue.
You just called it what it is. It's a cleansing. I mean, listen, when Democrats got out there and we said that our democracy was really at risk, people were like, oh, Democrats, you're out there, you're gaslighting. It's not our democracy. Well, he did say he'd be a dictator on day one. Oh, Democrats, it's just Trump. He just talks. Well, let me tell you something. He is doing more than talking. We talked about Project 2025. We talked about the consolidation of power. We talked about...
Always Project 2025. Always, okay? Always Project 2025. But we never talk about the projects the Dems was doing, because I'm going to share something with you. When we out here promoting that men turn into women, when we out here promoting that women turn into men, what are you trying to do to the nation? We are at our lowest birth rate that they have ever seen in the United States of America. What are y'all trying to do to us? Because y'all uplift a man turning into a woman. Let's cut that pee-pee off. Let's cut that pee-pee off. Okay? Get rid of those balls. Bye-bye. Okay? What do y'all promote? Okay? We had our lowest birth rate that America has ever seen. What are y'all trying to promote? Okay? What y'all trying to promote? Let's continue.
He wanted to be a king. We talked about in a democratic republic, that is not what it is. We have some sort of checks and balances, and he is doing everything that he can to get rid of those checks and balances. The DOJ and the people that he's going after were simply doing their jobs. The problem is that Americans thought that it was okay to take a full-fledged criminal and make him the president of the United States, and then they want to act aghast when he does criminal things. Let me tell you, we have a thug in charge of the United States, and if we don't wake up,
Okay, we got a thug in charge of the U.S., okay? That's what she said. We got a thug in charge of the U.S., okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you want the thug to be in charge of the U.S. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't want the thug to be in charge of the U.S. Do it for me. Do it for me. Let me know, okay? Put a 1 in the chat, okay? If you want a thug to be in charge of the U.S. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't want the thug to be a part of the U.S. To be in charge of the U.S. So now Trump is a thug. He a thug now. Thug life. He a thug and shit now. He a thug. Thug life and shit. Cause he catching y'all bitches. Cause he catching y'all bitches. Okay? He wanna know where the money going. He a thug now? He a thug. He paid for some pussy. That make him a thug. Boom, boom, I don't even know that crypt dance that they used to do. I couldn't do it when I was young. Okay? Okay, now you doing, you know what I'm saying? He's a thug. A full-pledged thug. Okay? He's a thug, damn it. I'm not mad that you call my president a thug. I call him a wolf. I'm not mad. I call him a wolf. I call him a big, greasy wolf. I'm not mad that you called him a thug. That's when you call him a thug, now you know who to fuck with. Okay? When you call him a thug, now you know who to, you know what I'm saying? Now you know, damn it. Nonsense. Let's continue.
Not have a United States, because right now he has only been successful in being a divider in chief.
Thank you, Karen.
Can you tell me what you're hearing about him from Republicans, from colleagues that will speak to you off the record? Do they have concerns about him? No names, but are you hearing concerns?
I do hear concerns, and let me make sure that I get this timeline together for the American people. Number one, he was sworn in on January 20th. That was on a Monday. We were supposed to be in session from Tuesday to Friday of that week. They canceled our Friday votes, so we have only been in session Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of the week that he was sworn in. No other days.
Are we complaining about y'all not being in DC? Are we complaining about that? Okay? Because why wasn't there no complaints when North Carolina was underwater and y'all motherfuckers, y'all motherfuckers wasn't in DC. Y'all was on vacation for a month. Y'all was on vacation for a month, and y'all even said, oh no, we don't need to come back. We don't need to come back for that. So y'all complaining that y'all not working? Huh? Y'all complaining y'all not working? He trying to figure out what y'all was doing, okay? So that when y'all write up some shit, he'll be able to say, no, not that one. Not that one. Nope, I'm not going to do that one. That one I'm not going to do. He's the teacher. I got to get a red marker and mark this shit. Not this one, number one. Not that one, okay? Number two, not that one. Okay? Number three, not that one either. I'm not going to do that one either. Okay? That's what he need to do, because y'all will get out here and do a 900-page bill and say, oh, President Trump signed this, with all that bullshit that DOGE done already found that something is wrong. And then he'll go and re-sign all that stuff again and send that money that way again. No. Let us find out what y'all been doing, and then y'all can go back into session. So now he could say, that one, I don't want that one. I don't want that one. Nope, we ain't doing that one. And when you clear all that out, then I'll sign it. Okay? Then I'll sign it, damn it. Nonsense. Let's continue. Here we go.
To take advantage of the fact that Congress was not in and started to unravel and break as many things in our democracy as they could without us being here. But I can tell you that even when we went through the CR vote, there were Republicans that silently or in the background were cheering us on and saying this is wrong. Like they knew we had negotiated, and all of a sudden this guy who's not elected makes a tweet on Twitter. And so, no, can I tell you that Republicans want to see Elon go down? I can. Now, will they come out publicly and say that? No, because they're concerned about whether or not he'll spend money in their next elections. But there are some, but I need them to understand that this is their time to rise up and do what is right. This is the time to honor the oath that we all.
Why do they have to come out and do something right? Why? Why do they have to? Because I'm going to share something with you. Because this is what y'all saying, that they disagree with Trump, right? Okay, all right. But when Biden was sick, right? Y'all all knew, all y'all, you know what I'm saying? All y'all, y'all knew he was sick. But yet y'all still let him stay at the helm of the ship. Y'all knew he was sick. All that falling he was doing in the second year and shit. All that falling, nobody thought something was strange. This man is going to bed at 4 o'clock. Nobody thought something was strange, huh? 4 p.m. Who's doing that? What president you know is going to bed at 4 p.m. when shit is going on all around the world at 4 p.m.? Okay, I didn't say the president couldn't get no sleep, but the president wasn't even attending nothing. Y'all was hiding shit. Y'all was scared to speak and say something. Okay, it's only till y'all got to the end when you when you messed around and found out. When you messed around and found out at the end that he was not going to beat Trump. Okay, when he wasn't going to beat Trump, when they had that first battle or that battle royale. Okay, when y'all knew he wasn't going to beat him, damn it. Then y'all said, okay, no, we got to pull him out. Okay, let's put Scamella in there. Okay, let's put Scamella in there. Okay, because a black sister called her black. Now everybody started calling her black and shit. The sister messed up. The sorority sister messed up. Because when Scamella was looking at her, all cross-eyed, because you know you're not black. That's why your auntie got up there and was like, no comment. When they asked your auntie, the auntie got up there and said, no comment. That's nasty, right? That's nasty. Brittany said putting a man with dementia on a bike ain't shit. Now she right about that nonsense. Tanya said, as far as J6 go, how the you document an event, Nancy, without knowing about it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But you know what? Somehow nobody can find that video when Nancy said it was her fault. Somehow, because her daughter, I know she pissed off with her daughter. How, so far, nobody can find that video when Nancy said that it was her fault, because Trump told her, let's get some soldiers out there because I don't want anything bad to happen. But because she thought that the soldiers was going to turn and take over, okay, that's why she said no. And then all hell broke loose. But nobody mentions that was her fault. Okay? Okay? I'm just saying. Hey, Derek, what's going on? How are you? Okay? All right, let's continue with this foolery. Here we go.
Listen, today I had to enter into agreement with Rand Paul, something that I never saw on my bingo card. But this is a guy who made it clear. This stupid tariff war is just that. It is dumb. And I have to agree, even when it's somebody like Rand Paul, I have to agree that he is absolutely correct.
So just specifically, what is Rand Paul saying that you said, yeah, I'm backing you up on this?
On the tariffs, He said that deciding to put these tariffs on Mexico as well as Canada, I don't think we'll ever scream too loudly about tariffs on China, but that's a whole other issue. But he was saying that it is going to take the cost of things up and that we should just call it what it is. This is a tax. It is a tax on Americans. And his attitude about it was, allegedly, the Republicans don't like to do taxes. So why are we raising taxes on the American people? But that's exactly what it is. It's a tax on us. We are the ones that are going to pay.
Can I just ask you, didn't you hear Donald Trump say many times during the campaign he was going to lower prices for the American people? Won't this have the opposite effect?
Now, you know, I tried to ignore a lot of the things that he said, but yes, he did say that. He did tell that lie. And we know we've got historic prices right now on eggs for everybody that said they voted because of the price of egg.
So this man only been in the White House for what, 3 weeks, I think? I think it's 3 weeks now, right? So now the Democrats are talking about, oh, well, only why a lot of people voted for Trump is because of the price of eggs. Okay? But the eggs ain't go down low. That's what she's saying. Okay? The eggs ain't go down low. My problem is when Biden was in the White House, why y'all ain't think about us then? When the eggs and the cereal, when the bacon, when the sausages, when the gas was crazy, the cereal. Why y'all ain't think about us then? Now y'all laughing at us talking about, oh, y'all voted for him because of this. Let me share something with y'all, everybody. Let me share something with you. I told y'all this way back when we first started doing this political shit. Okay, I know we don't do political shit. We always do husband-wife stuff. We talking about relationships and shit. But we just started doing this political stuff, okay? My problem is when y'all was in the motherfucker driving seat, none of y'all cared, okay? None of y'all cared that our shit was going crazy. Because when Trump was in office, the same money that you could use to buy food for 1 month, that same money right now under Biden, that money can only be used for 1 week. That's nasty. Now that's nasty, okay? And y'all pass that shit on to us, the American people. Now, I said this to y'all, whoever gets in the White House, even if Scamala would have made it in here, okay? Even if we got a long way to go, things will not change like this. Everything takes time. But what Trump is doing is, I want to do all this shit right now. Executive orders is flying off the handle, okay? I want to get in here and I want to shut all this shit down right now. I want to know where this money is going. What he's doing is the right thing. But because they've been doing bullshit for God knows how long, and people been getting money from, everywhere, okay? They don't want to have to take accountability for why this money is going to a program that has been expired 40 years. That's crazy. Now, 18 said this. Brittany said they knew he was in a state of dementia. Did I say that correctly? Before he was elected the second time. Oh. Okay, so you saying they had already knew. I thought it was the second year. Brittany said 18 and it was obvious. All right now. Tanya said Biden had a what? A body? Wait a minute, Tanya. Now that's too much. The real team said toilet paper and paper towels. Now you ain't lying, okay? Steven said chicken wings too was a mess. Okay. Star said stuff been high. Yes, it has, baby. Okay, Gigi says the government been giving away my reparations money. Am I saying that correctly? Now listen, I got something to tell y'all, black folks in here, okay? Mother Africa has been getting our reparations for over 60 years. The money that they have been giving to Africa for U.S. aid, Okay? With all the resources that Mother Africa have in the ground. All they got to do is get those resources under the ground, and Mother Africa will be okay. But they have been giving Mother Africa money for the last 60 years, where they could have been giving the American people, African American people, that money. They could have been giving that money to us. And I'm talking about the ones where you can pinpoint and understand the assignment. Down your bloodline, your family has passed on to generation and told you who was your slave owner. Okay? Who owned your family. Okay? Yes, you deserve it. You deserve it. They've been sending this money to Mother Africa, same Mother Africa. And I'm not, listen, there's no hatred towards Africa, okay? Because Africa is beautiful. There's no hatred towards Africa. Not only Nigeria. I don't, I haven't been anywhere else. But Mother Africa is beautiful, okay? And they got some crazy places too, just like America do, okay? But why is the money going there? And y'all get in here and say U.S. aid for what? With all that stuff they got in the ground, that all they got to do is get some company to come and help them figure what they got to do in that ground. They would be the titans that they need to be. Same place that sold us. Y'all giving the same place that sold us. Because when we get in here and we mention white folks, you got to mention Mama Africa, because they sold us. It wasn't that, they was hunting us down. How would they know the terrain in Africa? Let's talk about that. How do they know the terrain in Africa? Okay? If you ran away through the woods in Africa, how would they know the terrain? Okay? Our ancestors gave us up. We never talk about that. We always say, the white folk came down here. Our ancestors gave us to them. Some of us was enemies of war, was given away. Because our kings and queens wanted to be rich. I ain't say kings and king. I ain't say it like separately. They married. They were married. They didn't do that nonsense in Africa like what we doing over here. Okay? But they gave us away. They sold us. And this is the same money, okay, you send into Mama Africa, and y'all can't give reparations to Black America here for 60 years. I ain't being mean. But what they doing is when their money get down here, that money ain't going to what program it's supposed to. It's getting cut at least about 100 times before it land to the program, damn it. It's getting cut at least 100 times before it land to the program and shit. And then once it get to the program, the money is not enough. It got to go through their Senate. It got to go through their Senate to every senator. First, it got to hit the president, then vice president. Then it got to go through the cabinet and shit. Then by the time it finish everything, then it gets to the program it's supposed to, and it's not enough. I said what I said. Let's continue. Okay? It's a lot of corruption. And I'm not sitting up here saying America does not have corruption. The difference with America and foreign nations is that they give the crumbs, the little crumbs that the government, now mind you, the government done took a nice big chunk of what they wanted, and then they give us, the birds, the little crumbs. Okay? So if we complain, we only complain a little bit. But in other foreign nations, what they do is they take all the money. And they don't even give the people any crumbs. That's why the people act the way they act. That's why they'll get up there and burn some shit down, and then the country will be like, what the hell is going on? Because the people done turned. They said, oh hell no. We got to burn some shit down for them to pay attention to us. And I'm not saying none of us should do that shit. Don't do that nonsense. We don't need all that foolery. Okay? The right thing to do is get the right people in there. Vote the right people in there. Okay? Take heed to the message does not support violence. I don't support violence. Let's continue with this nonsense.
They have only gone up, and just saying that you're going to lower something with only offering cons, really the giveaway that he did not have a plan to help you lower the cost of food. Instead, as we are seeing these raids that are taking place, we know that we've heard from farmers that people aren't showing up to work, and the reality is that every single city that I've campaigned in.
She lying about that part. Don't y'all know the government has a program with farmers, right? That the farmers tell them who they have that's living on the farm with them that are illegals. Okay, so she lying about that part. That, oh, they not showing up for work. She's lying about that because the farmers have had a program with the government for God knows how long about getting cheap labor on how to get all that food into the building, be out in those crops picking that stuff, doing farm work. So she lying about that, and that program has never changed. So nobody getting up there raiding farms and shit like that because the government know those people work there. Okay, so that's a lie. You see what I'm saying? Let's continue.
Would ask people, tell me how many of you plan on going into farming or sending your kids into farming. So you explain to me how that food is going to make it to the grocery store if there's no one that is actually willing to go out and work the fields. And now let's talk about the foods that we get out of Mexico, whether it's our avocados, whether it's our strawberries, the things that we import. Let's talk about what that's going to.
We have, doesn't California do avocados? Don't California do avocados? I'm tired. Let's continue.
Like when Mexico says, oh, okay, well, they put a tariff on it. All that's being passed on to us. And then when it comes to people, especially in my state of Texas, where we are one of the largest traders in the world, not just the United States, but in the world, Texas is our own economy. And now our biggest trade partner, Mexico, is saying, you know what, we're going to slap these tariffs on. What does that mean? Those businesses that are doing trade are now going to be hit because people in Mexico may not be buying those items because now they are going to be too expensive.
It's always sobering to.
No, it's not. It's not always great to see her. I don't want to hear that. So, green beans, I see what you put. I agree with you. You're right. I agree with you. Now, let's continue. Check this out. Okay. So, y'all know, y'all know Representative Al Green. Y'all know him, right? He's a Democrat from Texas. Okay. So I want y'all to hear this is what he said. Okay. I want us to start paying attention to C-SPAN. Okay. I want y'all to go and subscribe to C-SPAN. Okay. We got to pay attention to this shit. Okay. We got to pay attention to this shit. Okay. I know because some of they shit be boring, but they want it to be boring. They want it to be boring, so we don't pay attention to them. But I want y'all to go and subscribe to C-SPAN. We got to start watching this shit. Okay? We got to start watching the dumb shit that they passing. Okay? Because this is stupid. Okay? We got to start watching the dumb shit that they doing. Okay? Log it, listen. Subscribe to C-SPAN. Okay? If you can't watch it for that day, baby, put it on the loudspeaker in the house. While you cleaning up, you listening to the shit. Ain't no farm hands done disappeared off the farm. They trying to scare your ass. When the government has a program with all the farmers of how many people, illegals, that they have on their property. This is a lie. This is a lie. She up there lying, trying to scare everybody. Your stuff gonna be expensive. Your stuff is this, your stuff is that. When y'all was giving these illegals EBT cards from heaven every time they cross, you know what I'm saying? Y'all made me feel like I wanted to be an illegal. I want to go across the bridge and shit, the gate and shit. Y'all was dropping EBT cards from heaven and shit, okay? These shits was dropping from heaven. Every time they cross, EBT dropped from heaven and shit with a full balance, okay? A balance that it never stopped and shit. The shit was just dropping. Everybody get it, okay? Sister 1973 said big baskets. Yes, honey. I sure would. Matter of fact, I was standing right there as every I will make sure none of the ones in the back got the EBT card. I'll drop, get my shit, hold that shit, let it drop in here. Okay? I'll get a couple of cars and then walk off. I get a couple of cars and then walk off. Okay? Good morning, Lost in Translation. How are you? It's good to see you. So I want us to go to Al Green because Al Green did some nonsense, okay? Want y'all to hear what he said, okay? Because this is what they do. They got to razzle-dazzle you. They got to razzle-dazzle you, okay? That's what they got to do. They don't want you to pay attention to what the shit that they've been doing, okay? How are we paying for sex changes across the world? Why? Why? Why do we care? That's where the U.S. aid is going. Why do we care? Okay, you want to change your body? Let your country deal with that nonsense. American people, we out here giving sex changes to foreigners. This is dumb. This is dumb. I know y'all like take heed now. That ain't nice. No, this is dumb. I'm sorry. Okay, this is dumb.
Rise, Mr. Speaker. And I rise today, Mr. Speaker, with a to whom it may concern message.
To whom it may concern.
To whom it may concern. Ethnic cleansing in Gaza is not a joke.
Now I'm gonna share something with you. I don't like the Gaza thing. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That's the one thing I don't like. I don't like that Gaza thing. Everything else Trump been doing, he been on point. But the Gaza thing, I don't like that part. Okay, just want to put that out there to you. Okay.
It emanates from the President of the United States, the most powerful person in the world, when he has the ability to perfect what he says. Ethnic cleansing in Gaza is no joke, and the Prime Minister of Israel should be ashamed, knowing the history of his people, to stand there and allow such things to be said. Ethnic cleansing has been a crime against humanity. And I stand here today in the well to denounce what was said, to denounce what the president said, to denounce the complicity of the Prime Minister of Israel, and to remind people that Dr. King was right. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And injustice in Gaza is a threat to justice in the United States of America. I rise to announce that the movement to impeach the president has begun. I rise to announce that I will bring articles of impeachment against the president for dastardly deeds proposed and dastardly deeds done. I also rise to say that the impeachment movement is going to be a grass-up movement, not a top-down. The people have got to move forward. The people have to demand it. And when the people demand it, it will be done. I did it before. I laid the foundation for impeachment, and it was done. Nobody knows more about it than I. And I know that it's time for us to lay the foundation again. On some issues, it is better to stand alone than not stand at all. On this issue, I stand alone, but I stand for justice. I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields back. Members are reminded.
So now it's time to impeach, okay? Now it's time. Why? I don't agree with the Gaza thing, but why we want to impeach? But when Biden couldn't say a full sentence, okay? When all that nonsense came out about his son smoking crack, okay? And his son was doing nonsense, had him in dastardly stealing and shit, you know, making up fake dummy companies and shit. Nobody thought about impeachment. Nobody. We ain't think about no impeachment, okay? But now we're ready to impeach and shit, okay? Son was up there smoking all the crack he wanted, okay? Now, is he got the same father that had the 1994 crime bill, okay? That said you got to do 80% of your time, okay? Yet gave him 10 years. I never saw no shit like that. You gave somebody, you gave them, you know, okay, I'm going to, you know, I wrote something, okay? This is what, you know, this is the nonsense. All the way from this time to this time, no one can jail him. From this time, 10 years. 10 years. Your son was that bad all the way from this time to that time. You know, your son was that damn bad, okay? He out there smoking crack and shit, okay? Smoking crack and fucking these hoes, okay? And they taking pictures of him and filming him while he's smoking crack. Okay, nobody thought when y'all knew all this shit that was going on with Biden, nobody thought, no, let's impeach him. Nobody thought that shit. Okay, now do I agree with the Gaza thing? I don't agree with the Gaza thing. I think we should mind our business. I agree with the Gaza thing. But everything else Trump been doing, I agree with it. Okay, start your shit, sir. Start your shit. Okay? Okay? Now, if you like the content, please like and subscribe to the page. Also, donate to the page as well, okay, if you feel the content. But can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh, my God. You pardon your son for a 10-year span. The same man who said, I'm hard on crime. But when he was out here telling people he was not going to pardon his son, he was not. I said, ain't no father going to let their child go to jail. Ain't no father. I don't care what you say. If you got power to get your child free, ain't no father going to pardon their son. Ain't no father. It's just he was waiting to the last minute. But y'all sat up there and y'all believed him. Ain't no father. No mama either. If you got the power to free your child, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. That's why I wasn't mad with him. I wasn't mad with him at all. Ain't no parent going to let their child go to jail if they could free him. If you do that, something wrong. That baby not yours. Yeah. If you do it, something wrong. That baby is not yours. I ain't lying. So that's what Al Green got up there. He was going off, okay? Al Green was going off, okay? He was going off and shit. And he did his thing. He was going off, all right? And I just wanted y'all to hear that. Articles of impeachment, baby. Okay? Al Green said, I'm ready. Okay? Al Green said, I'm ready. Articles of impeachment. Listen. The question is, why do they want to stop DOGE so bad? That's the question. Sister 1973 for the $4.99 super chat said, I don't mind giving to the right ones, and you it. All that and a bag of chips. Now, baby, thank you. Because I'm a troublemaker. I don't, listen. Okay? And you said, I don't mind giving to the right ones. I appreciate it. Okay? Because, listen, I'm a troublemaker, and I appreciate the $4.99 super chat, baby. Here we go. Got to drop that, too. No more than 2. Okay? Shots on me, girl, but no more than 2. I don't want to give a woman a drink, though. Okay? Now, I would like to give my husband a drink. No more than 2, though. Okay? My husband is a problem. Once he drink one of a spirit, it's a problem for me. Okay? That's a problem for me. Okay? Because why I say that it's a problem for me. If he drink, if he get in here and drink a spirit, okay? This is why I say I have a problem. If he get up in here and drink a spirit, okay? Now, hold on for a minute. Give me 1 minute. Let me explain, okay? Let me explain.
Makes matter, baby.
Okay?
There's a meeting in my bed. 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 Hold up.
That's the problem I got right there. Like, if he be drinking spirits, that's a problem, okay? Okay, that's a problem. Fair use, that's a problem. Okay, so that's why, only 2 drinks, sir. Only 2 drinks, sir. Because when he have more than 2 drinks, this is a problem.
Dinner for 2, that's me and you, that's very simple. Dinner removed, okay, we through, but I ain't finished yet. Can I slide with you? Spend the night with you. Just let me write, and it keep dripping from my signature. I feel like your body inspired my intentions. You left the squad hanging, it's only time with us. You know I vibe different, cause you know my mind different. Her eyes saying my room, her body saying heaven, oh God.
Tell me what you want, I go repeat. Tell me what you need, I go deep, deep. When I fall in love, I go deep, deep. You can copy that like it's easy. You look like you need proper. Come get this vitamin D power. Be ready to touch when I reach it. I go eat it up, I know vegan. I make that thing go wild. I go make that thing run water. I go make you sing my song. There's a meeting in my bed. In my bed. There's a meeting in my bed. In my bed. There's a meeting in my bed. In my bed. There's a meeting in my...
Okay, that's enough. I don't want to give nobody no ideas. They're upstairs. I don't want to give nobody, we have a bar already in the house. I don't want to give nobody no ideas. Okay? Because when I played this song this morning, when I was in the shower, okay? Because we have this speaker that's in the bathroom, and it does like, the different lights. See, I know you get them at Home Depot, okay? You get it at Home Depot. So he has one of these things that's in our bathroom that is a speaker, a Bluetooth speaker in the ceiling. So I was playing this song, and I was in the shower, I can't dance like I used to, but I can still do like, a little 2-step, okay? So he gonna say to me, you sound like you want a problem. I said, what? I like the song. Okay, so I can't play this song in the bathroom. Now I know I was starting a little trouble. And then I was singing it. I'm meeting in my bed.
How you keep it sweet like that?
I know, he said scream like that.
Fresh out for breeze like that. I be on my knees for that. You touch my soul like Sunday.
Now, Green Bean said, you always on some extra shit. Now, listen, Green Beans, I told you could unfollow me. I said that to you. I don't, you don't have to follow me. I had said that to you. You could unfollow me. You don't have to stay and watch me cut up. You don't have to do that. Okay, I had said that to you before. Renee said, I'm crying. Renee, why are you crying? I had said this to him before. Okay, I said this. I said, Green Beans, you don't have to follow me no more. Okay? Now, my thing is, they don't want Trump to expose the nonsense that they're doing in D.C. They don't want him to expose the nonsense. They don't want DOGE there. That's why they're saying we want him fired. Okay? That's why they don't want, you know what I'm saying? That's why they keep saying they want DOGE to be fired. They want Elon Musk out of there. Because Elon is exposing all the nonsense that they have been doing. Okay? That's what, you know what I'm saying? That's the problem that they got going on. And they don't want nobody to know about what they're doing. They don't want no one to know. You hear what I'm saying? They do not want anybody to know the stuff that they're doing. And it's sad. It is sad, y'all. Okay? It's sad. Now, we about to switch to another subject. Renee said, your husband got a real problem that he loves Take. Renee, thank you. Thank you, Renee. Because you know what happens? A lot of the people in my chat be like, I am terrorizing my husband. You know what I'm saying? And I told my husband this morning. Okay? I told him this morning, early in the morning. Before I came downstairs, I had told him, okay, that y'all say that I'm a problem for him, okay? Okay, and he kissed me and said, you're not a problem, baby. You're not a problem, okay? All right, so thank you. Thank you. My king had already explained I'm not a problem. Okay? So forget the rest of y'all saying that I'm a problem. Okay? I'm not a problem. Okay? Now, to all my brothers who getting all the hate, we about to switch the subject, y'all. For all y'all who was, wanted to hear about DOGE, we done. Okay, we finished. We talked about DOGE for 2 hours. Okay, and I'm gonna share some with you. Only person who has the power, okay, only person who has the power to get Elon out of there is Trump. So all that nonsense y'all doing is crazy. Okay, now some nonsense had happened. We about to switch. We finished with the subject. Shout out to Elon. Okay, do the damn thing, sir. Do the damn thing. Shout out to President Trump first. Do the damn thing. Continue. I don't like that Gaza part, but everything else, you on point. So, to my brothers, okay? My brothers that look like me. My light-skinned brothers too, okay? All of us, okay? All my sisters, I want y'all to understand, we got to give a hand clap to our brothers. We got to give a hand clap to our brothers. Let me share something with y'all racist people, okay? Some of y'all who racist, okay? Y'all believe in covering your head and stuff like this. This is not the generation of our ancestors, okay? This is not the generation of our ancestors. When you walk through marching with guns and all this other stuff and pitchforks and knives and you scare black people, this is not the time, okay? This is not the time. And now my sister gonna come in and break this down. I want y'all to hear what she said. Here she go.
People love saying that black men is not going to protect our community. Black men ain't going to do nothing. Black men, baby, my black men showed up in Lincoln Heights, Ohio. Don't ever come to me about my black men and y'all wonder why I go toe-to-toe for my black men against anybody or anyone.
That's right.
Okay.
Before 3, there are about 13 people dressed in black on the bridge above I-75, waving a white supremacist flag, and some of them had swastika armbands.
A group of white supremacists armed with assault rifles was seen Friday hanging a banner and flags in a historically black community of Lincoln Heights in Cincinnati. And when word began to spread about their arrival, over 100 black people of the community showed up, and they showed out. I'm out.
So if you haven't seen my last video about it, I'll ask that you go and watch it. But they took their flags and told them to leave. And they said, okay, brothers, we're getting out there. Oh, now we're brothers. No, we're not your brothers.
We're not.
I love my black men.
So I want to advise you, this is not the days of old where our ancestors saw y'all and they didn't say anything. They just let y'all keep marching and shit like that. This is not the days of old. All of us can get down. This is not the days of old where we let y'all come into a black neighborhood and you march in a black neighborhood and you think it makes sense, okay? This is not the days of old in Los Angeles where y'all was running black people out of these neighborhoods in California. These is not the days of old where our ancestors got up and started packing up their shit and they leaving. This is not the days of old. You gonna get that ass whooping. Now take heed to the message does not support violence. We don't do that, okay? My channel does not support violence, okay? We don't do that over here. My king told me that's not what we do. We don't support violence over here. But this is not the days of old where you can walk up into a black neighborhood and you got all these racist signs and you think you're going to get to the end of the street. This is not the days of old, okay? Okay? The bloodline has changed, okay? We are not humble. The bloodline has changed. We're not going to let you do nonsense like that. Okay? Okay, we not. We not going to let you do nonsense like that. Because it's not called for. We got a lot of bullshit going on right now. We don't need to be out here fighting over race right now. We got a lot of nonsense going on. We can barely feed. We got a lot of shit going on. And so y'all want to get out there and march, you're going to get your ass whooped. Now take heed to the message does not support violence. I don't. If you like the content, please like and subscribe to the page, honey. Okay? Dr. Lewis, what's up, baby? How are you? It's good to see you. How you doing? Okay? 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 How you doing? Curtis, how you doing? I see you too. Sister 1973 said, we those kind of people, we left those types in the past. We did. Our humble ancestors was calm, you know. They had deleted the ones that was on fire, okay? They deleted the ones who was like, we not gonna have this shit no more. They deleted the ones who got up and said, we gonna get it together. But the thing is that they forgot that these people had offspring, okay? They forgot that blood. I told you that blood is powerful. They forgot, okay, that blood is powerful, okay? Okay, so we a problem. We not just gonna let you walk into a black neighborhood and you have all this, okay? It's gonna be a problem. Y'all got to stop this nonsense. Okay, police ain't gonna get there fast enough. You got to stop this nonsense. This is not the days of old when y'all go march and do shit like that. Okay, now, let me see what else. I want y'all to hear something. And this is a relationship advice. I want you to hear this, my sisters. Y'all take heed to this message, okay? Here we go.
At this for the women out there who may not deem society standards of having you together. There's plenty different ways a woman can be viewed as having her together. A woman with peace, who's conquered peace, is having her together. A woman who's emotionally available for those and the people around her has her together. There's a lot of ways, and the thing about it is, I say that to say, there's a lot of men shooting for those women who have that quality because there's so much power in peace. There's a present in being present with peace. And I don't think people understand that. So for those who may not be making XYZ or a certain amount of dollars, baby, you still may have your together. And there is a man who values that and is going to help you get those financials together.
I was going to say the same thing.
Amen.
No, he wasn't. Ace lying. There was a woman who came up to the panel and she said, why are men intimidated by women who make more money than them? Why are men intimidated by women who make more money than them? And some of y'all believe that this is true, okay? But most of the time, it's because of your attitude and the way you talk to a man, okay? Some of us, now I'm going to share something with you. Jay Prince, okay? Now I know a lot of y'all, some of y'all don't like Jay Prince. Some of y'all be giving this man a lot of problems. But some of the stuff that Jay Prince say makes sense. Some of the stuff he say makes sense. Now, he clown a lot, but he was on Izzy channel, Izzy Benz yesterday, and the show was good, okay? But some of the stuff he say makes sense. Some of the stuff that he say a little bit is off the wall, but when it comes to black women, when they take their education, honey, when a black woman approach you, she break down her education, she break down what she got, but the one thing she's missing is peace. See, I can get in here and tell you, this is what I got for my education. This is the school that I went to. This is how much money I got. Do you hear me? I can get in here and tell you that, okay? I can get in here and tell you how much money I got, okay? I can get in here and tell you how much education I got and this and that. But one thing you don't got is peace. This is why a lot of men leave y'all sisters who are highly educated, because you don't have peace. Every time you turn around, you telling this man, if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for me. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that nonsense. Nobody wants to hear how much money I got. Nobody wants to hear what school I went to. Nobody wants to hear all that. A man wants to know, are you peaceful? See, a lot of women, you lose men because you are not peaceful. That's nasty, right? And I know y'all gonna say, well, this bitch, she wasn't peaceful to her husband for 2 years. 2 years you weren't peaceful to your husband. Now, I'm gonna say something to you. You ain't lying. You're not lying. I was not peaceful for 2 years. But the difference between me and you is that Yahweh told him that I was his wife. That's the difference. Okay? That's the difference. Okay? Yahweh told him, this is your punishment. Okay? This your punishment. You got to fix your punishment. Now, that's different. That's different, damn it. I'm in a different category. Okay? I'm in a different category. Yahweh said to my husband, that's your wife. Fix her. She's doing nonsense. Okay? So my husband had to get the armor on and say, oh, hell no, with swords and stuff in the back. Okay? So that's what happened with me. I'm not judging. But I had peace, though. Somewhat a little peace. And another thing, too, I think only why my husband continued to teach was because I wanted to be taught. Some of y'all don't want to be taught. You know what I'm saying? Like when a man trying to teach you something, why you trying to tell me? What? You ain't my daddy? But when my king was trying to teach me, I was listening. I was like, okay, this is what you're doing. I don't like this. Fix this. I didn't go and say, well, you do. Well, I'm not saying I ain't never do that. I had in the beginning. I did. Well, you know, I was like that. Well, you did this and that. And my king would get in here and he would say to me, we're not talking about what I did. We're not. See, if you wanted to address what I did, you should have addressed that 2 weeks ago. Right now, we're talking about what you did. So just close your mouth, okay? So now I have to sit there and close my mouth. My king was something else. He's still like that today, okay? Okay, because yesterday I had told him I want to cheat yesterday. Okay, I said I want to cheat with you. He started laughing. He said, let me turn this TV up because when you talk, you like to be loud. I do. I'm a little loud. Okay, so he turned up. So we cheated. Okay, yesterday. Okay, and this morning too. Okay, now back to the story at hand. Some of y'all don't like peace, but my education is what I'm going to throw in your face. The money that I make, I'm going to throw it in your face. Let me share something with you, and this is the uncomfortable truth. All that education and money that you got, you're not going to share it with him. Am I right? You're not going to give him nothing? You're not going to give him nothing. So why are you in here, okay? Why are you in here? Oh, my foundation just sat right there. Okay. So why are you in here complaining about nothing? You're complaining why? You asking Ace why a man is intimidated by you when you tell him what you have accomplished. It's because there's no peace there. A man is not going to walk into a building that's already on fire. He sees the building on fire. Once you had told him what you got and everything like that, it's not that he's intimidated. It's the building is on fire. He's looking at a beautiful woman, okay? He's looking at a beautiful woman, but the building that she's in is on fire. How can I follow a beautiful woman into a building that's on fire? So now when I get up in here, the house is still burning. You know what I'm saying? The house is still burning because you telling me I ain't got to listen to you. Okay? Okay? I ain't got to listen to you. I make this much money. Okay? Everything I got is mine. Okay? All right? I make over 6 figures. You can't tell me nothing. Okay? Sister 1973 said, well, damn it, it's hot in here. Hell, it's hot in here. Yes, honey, it's hot. I'm scared. Okay? I'm scared. Damn it, and this is what y'all do. This is what y'all do. And it's crazy. I'm sorry. We got to do better. Y'all be getting out here talking about that men are scared. A man is scared of you. I'm going to share something with you. I truly believe men are not scared of women who have more education than them. I truly believe that. Because sometimes you can be so book smart, you can have all these degrees, but you ain't got no wisdom. You ain't got no wisdom. Some of y'all turn around and be baby mamas. Okay? Some of y'all turn around and be baby mamas. I'm going to share something with you. When you are a baby mama, you are not wise. Is that nasty? I know y'all said, bitch, wait a minute. You a baby mama. Yeah. I was a baby mama. When you a baby mama, you're not wise. You're not wise. Check this out. What's the name who is so educated? Okay? What's her name that came out here and was like, I'm not dating no man that is a bus driver? What's her name? I forgot her name. She got out here and said, I'm not dating no man that is a bus driver unless he owns the bus. Okay? Now, this woman is very educated. She's smart. You know what I'm saying? But she don't have wisdom. For her to get out here and believe that it's okay for her to be in the baby mama lane up the street around the corner. Any woman who can sit in here and believe, okay? Any woman that can sit in here and believe that it's okay to be a baby mama and raise children alone, you don't have no wisdom. You don't. Because you don't see the nonsense that is coming, okay? You do not see the nonsense that is coming. Because everybody forget when these children get big and they become monsters. Mostly all children test the waters. They always want to see how far they can go. Okay? Yeah, I forgot her name too. Damn it. I'm trying to remember it while I'm talking. I forgot her name too, Sister 1973. If you like the content, please like and subscribe to the page. Donate to the page as well. She said that this is why I dress so feminine. That's what she said. I dress so feminine because I have masculine traits. She's trying to sell the package, but once they get to open the package, it's a masculine trait here. She masculine. You can't, she's not gonna follow your program. This is why a lot of men don't deal with women that are highly educated, because you don't know how to take that, you don't know how to take that off and sit it to the side and say, I'm willing and able to be a wife. I'm ready to be a wife. I'm ready to be a mama. You don't know how to take that off. All you know is that, I'm independent. That's right. Thank you, 18. Ebony K. Williams. That's her name. Thank you, 18. Same woman who everybody believes she's so smart and intelligent, but you turn around and be a baby mama. Any woman that think that makes sense, you have lost your mind. You have lost your mind, honey. Nobody could ever take heed. You got to go back to be a baby mama. Baby, you're going to have a fight on your hands. You will not take heed to the message that does not support violence. But I've listened. Listen, I'll beat a bitch up, okay? Now I don't fight, I don't listen, take heed to the message that does not support violence. Because I'm monetized. I don't support violence. But can you imagine? Can you imagine? And this is the uncomfortable truth. And I'm gonna share something with you. And I want to say this. Let's be clear. Sometimes it ain't just the educated ones. Sometimes it's the one with the big butt and a smile that you wondering why you can't keep a man. Because let me share something with you. That big butt and a smile will get this man to be attracted to you, yes. Because when he see that badunkadunk and that smile, you look, you look nice. You're kind. And then once he get to know you, he's like, oh, shit, the house is on fire. The house is on fire. I gotta go. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? This is why a lot of us can't keep men. You got the big butt and a smile. You nice looking. A man's looking at you. You can entice a man, but you can't keep him. My sisters, we got to start asking questions. I'm not saying don't get out there and get your education. This is a good thing. Get your education, baby. Get your education. But remember at the same time is that you want to be under someone's covering. You want to be not someone, let's get it right. You want to be under a man's covering. Now I know y'all gonna say, wait a minute, bitch. No, let me share something with you. This is why you were designed. This is why you were designed. You have made coffee, honey? Yes. Oh, okay. This is why you were designed. You were designed to be under a covering. You were designed to be under a safe covering. You know what irks my nerve is that we gave up. We gave up. We let our snow bunny sisters talk us into giving up heaven. Do you hear what I'm saying? We let our snow bunny sisters talk us out of heaven. Okay? Because check this out. You ain't had to work. You had a little side hustle. You ain't had to work no 40 hours a week. You might have worked 2 hours a day, okay, with your side hustle. Maybe 3 hours a day, and still was home with those children to tend to those kids. While he went out and he worked 40 hours a week. While he went out and worked 80 hours a week, 120 hours a week, and brought that money home. Because why? He's the worker ant. And then he came home and gave you his whole check. Do you hear what I'm saying? You were the bank. He came home, gave you his whole check. You separated that money on what was paid. And whatever you had left, okay, you gave it to him. Honey, here you go. This is something you could go out with the boys. Okay? And then you kept your little part. Okay? He had all the responsibilities. We let the snow bunnies talk us into, I need freedom. What kind of hell? What kind of hell? So this is why when y'all be cracking on me and y'all be like, oh, you know, you a slave in your marriage. You know what I'm saying? When y'all be cracking on me talking about you a slave and this and that. Okay? Now I want to share something with you when y'all be getting in here calling me a slave. I live in a 5-bedroom house. 3 baths. 2 cars in the driveway. Okay? Mm-hmm. And yes, I'm on an allowance. Also, okay, when I want something extra, I do some strange things for a piece of change to my husband. Okay, he likes to say that. Okay, come do some strange things for a piece of change. Now, I oblige. Okay, now, stop laughing at me. I oblige. Okay, but y'all sitting in here, y'all calling me a slave. Okay. But I only got one master. I only got one master. Now I know that's nasty. I know that's nasty. So this bitch, this fat bitch, yes, I got one master. When he tell me do something, make sure you do this. I go do it, okay? Because I'm on my job. This is my job. Not my job. This is my career. This is a lifetime, honey. Okay? I'm on my career. Go make sure you do this. Go make sure you do that before I get home. Yes. 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 Yes, a master. Okay? Yes, a master. Because y'all was talking about me. Somebody came into my chat and said to me, Trump is your master. You know, you up here just agreeing with your master. I wrote this man back. I said, I only got one master. Okay? And he at work right now. So I don't, you know. I only got one master. And I carry his last name. Okay? Okay? I only got one master. Okay, so when y'all get in here and y'all be clowning me, I don't give 2 shits. I don't care. Okay? Because I know I got a master. Okay? I have a covering. I don't have no problem with that. Okay? We have been talked to Okay? Okay? We have gotten here and talked to our Snow Bunny sisters, gotten here and said, y'all need freedom. Freedom where? Freedom where? To give up your covering. Okay? Now I want y'all to look at take heed real good. I want you to look at me take heed. To look at take heed real good. Does it look like I'm suffering? I'm just, despite, my back and all that other stuff, that stuff I told y'all, my leg and everything. But does it look like I'm suffering? Does it look like take heed is suffering? Okay? Does it look like I'm suffering, or am I a troublemaker? Which one is it? Okay? Which one is it? Okay? I have a master, because that's what y'all said. Okay? Okay? You a slave, okay? I'm a slave, damn it. Okay? And you think I'm mad? You think I'm mad? Okay? I sleep with the master in that big bed upstairs. You think I'm mad? Huh? Anytime I want to start trouble with the master and he's in his lazy boy, I go sit on him. Okay, I go sit this big ass on him. Yes, I do. I go sit on him. Okay, so I don't know what y'all talking about. Okay, but I'm gonna share something with you. Will I get in here and say that there are bad marriages? Yes, there are. There are bad marriages. But the problem is because y'all didn't vet each other, okay? And maybe the dick and pussy was good, and so, y'all just ran with that, you know what I'm saying? Okay? Okay? Y'all just ran with that, okay? And the marriage was not good. Y'all didn't find out anything about each other, okay? Now, Green Bean said all of it. Okay, what is Green Beans? I done already told you. If you don't want to follow me anymore, sir, unfollow me, okay? I'm not holding you hostage. I'm not holding you hostage, okay? I'm not, okay? Okay, so this is why some of the marriages don't stay strong with each other, because y'all forget about the seasons. When it comes to marriage, you go through seasons. You got to learn to hold on. But because we have been taught when things get hard, let's get out of Dodge and shit, we think it makes sense. Okay? We think it makes sense. Okay? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm just saying. So now, why I'm telling y'all all this is that y'all have been lied to. You have been lied to. Somebody lied to you about your inheritance. I hope I'm saying this correctly. Somebody lied to you about your inheritance. Okay? And Green Bean said, I'm holding him hostage. Someone lied to you about your your inheritance. Because you are supposed to be home taking care of those kids, taking care of home, and he's supposed to be out taking care of y'all. Okay? That's the uncomfortable truth. That's what's supposed to happen. He's supposed to be out taking care of y'all, and you supposed to be taking care of the home and the children. And then when he come back into the home, you're supposed to be his peace, because the world outside was tearing him down. So he's supposed to come back home to peace. Why y'all think I tell y'all I bite my husband? Sometimes my husband be having horrible days. He be having some rough days. I bite him. Okay? I sit on him and everything, Okay? I do all these things because sometimes he have some bad days. And I listen to him. Ain't nothing wrong with sitting there listening to the stuff that your husband is going through. Things that's aggravating him. You and him are one. If he's going through something, you're going through it too. You and him are one. We're not enemies in here. See, a lot of y'all enemies with your husband. So when you see him going through some nonsense, you could get up here. You know when you believe that you're an enemy to your husband, when he get up here and trying to tell you something, y'all get up in their face and tell him you mansplaining. I didn't even know that was a word. You mansplaining, because he complaining about something he's going through. So you'll get in here and make him feel some type of way, and that's what makes men stop telling their business. Because he believed he could trust you. But when you tell him he's mansplaining, or you get up there and tell him that what type of man cry, what type of man complain about stuff. You ain't no man, because that's the nonsense that some of y'all say. You lose respect for your husband when he trying to tell you what's going on. When I see something happen to my husband, I hurt. Because we are one. Sometimes it gets so bad that the old me be like, oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it get that bad that the old me be like, I be like, nah, we grown now. Sit down. We gonna work it out. Okay? Because I've been married to this man for a long time. So when he hurts, I'm hurting. That's why I don't be understanding how y'all be getting divorces like after 35 years. Okay? After 35 years you divorcing and stuff. I don't see that. But because y'all forget this one thing, and I don't know how many times I say this to y'all, but that servitude means something in a marriage. That servitude means something in a marriage. Do you hear me? That's how you stay married. If you forget that servitude, if you lose that servitude in your marriage, you lose the marriage. People forget that. And the servitude is so easy. Just serve each other. Now, I know some of y'all going to be like, well, the husband, though, he does. I'm going to share with you how he serves. When he go out to work every day, when he fix things around the house, when he tends to those children, he's serving you, mama, because you ain't got to do it. See, if you don't have a covering and something happened to the house, you got to do it. If you don't have a covering, you got to be out there at work even when you sick. If you don't have a covering, it's you that got to tend to those children even when you don't want to, or the child call themselves getting big and ready to lay hands on you. Do you hear what I'm saying? He's in servitude always. I want y'all to look at your husband today. Some of y'all sisters who married, I want you to look at your husband, and I want you to understand the stuff that this man is going through. I want you to look at him. See, when you start looking at your husband in a different light, you will understand the stuff that he's been through. It's hard to put on his shoulders the family, the weight of the family. That's hard. A man who doesn't want his family to want for anything, that is hard. But these women who are foolish will trick you. They will trick you and tell you you don't need a man. That's what they preach all over social media. You don't need no man. Men ain't shit. Men ain't gonna never be shit. Men never was shit. Can you imagine if a group, let's say a group of 10, ride down on your house, God forbid, ride down on your house and you alone. But the woman that lives next to you, she have a husband, and her husband is ex-military. And somebody run up on their house. Baby, he taking everybody out. He already spotted them coming from your house. He taking them all out. They walking on his line. Every time they walk, he dropping one of them. Okay? Or either he know how to do a peace be still. Okay? Either or. Okay? Y'all be getting in here and believe, I want to be independent. A storm is coming. A storm is coming. We got to get ready. A storm is coming. Y'all be in here. I'm independent. I don't need no man. If you ain't fuck around and find out already, you gonna find out. We are not designed to do all these things that we do. That the world make us believe we can do everything that a man can do. This is a lie. Do you see some of the jobs that men do? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. You'll never get me on an oil rig. Ain't no way. Okay? You'll never get me on an oil rig. You'll never get me on top of a skyscraper with my big ass. Oh, hell no. Some of this stuff, okay? The poles outside, the electric poles, you'll never see take heed. Oh, hell no. The sewer. Oh, that shit gonna stay down here. Okay? Some of y'all be getting here. We don't need men. The jobs that they do, ain't no way. Ain't no way, honey. Ain't no way. Some of the jobs they do, ain't no way. You ain't getting nobody to do that type of nonsense. But y'all quick to say we don't need men. Y'all quick to say it. If you like the content, please like and subscribe to the page. Also donate to the page as well. Ain't no way. Some of y'all talk crazy. Thank you to everybody who donated to the channel. I greatly appreciate y'all. Thank you to everybody who took time to see about me. I appreciate y'all. Okay? Okay? The real team said, I need mine. Baby, I need mine too, honey. I hear you. I hear you, honey. I hear you. So, thank you to everybody who took time to donate to the channel. I appreciate you. If you want to shop with us, our family business is called ubnracksfashion.com. We also have links for Mercari, POSHMARK, and eBay. Okay, also in the bio. Give you a little tip. The cheapest prices is on our main website, ubnracksfashion.com. Better deals, there are no middleman. Also, I sell merch. If you scroll to the top of the page, you will see Shop or Store. You will see Shop or Store. I was reading something. I'm sorry, y'all. Shop or Store. Hoodies, shirts, mugs, water bottles, baby clothes as well that they got. Okay, my king, I see you put it in here. ubnracksfashion.com. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. I appreciate you and everything that you do for me and these bad behind baby kids. I appreciate you, sir. Okay. So now listen. I don't know what to tell y'all. Okay. I don't know what to say to y'all. Okay. I don't know what to say. Okay. But I gotta go. Okay, I gotta go. That's all. Okay. Okay. Now 18 says stop lying on them children. I don't know. I gotta go. Okay. I got to go. Okay. And this right here. This is a message right here from me to you, to all the married women. Okay. Okay. When I play this, I want you to understand. You got to understand the assignment. Go ahead to church. When you come back, okay, this is the assignment that Take Heed says she wants you to do. Okay, this is your assignment right here.
I touch your feet, the phone way. Everything you need, call me when you need.
That's the assignment after church.
I make that thing go wild. I go make that thing go wild. I go make you sing my song. There's a meaning in my bed. In my bed. There's a meaning in my bed. In my bed. There's a meaning in my bed.
I want you to tell your husband that. Okay, tell your husband that. There's a meaning in my bed. He gonna laugh at you. Okay? Okay? Have a good day, everybody. Much love to you all, everybody.